Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna send up this room real quick and then I'm gonna send out the link. Let me just finish setting this up. And then we can get good. We can get we can get up and going. Sorry guys, I'm late start today. Still like half asleep. Alright, let's finish setting this up real quick and we should be good to go. Sure, everything's cool. Let's see. Looking for scalps right now. See if I could find any on this. Exxon. Looks like US 30 has been like pretty deep consolidation. This whole day. I mean, yesterday up until today from London, it's just been a consolidation this whole time. So it's not something that I necessarily want to trade with how it's been moving. But let me go ahead and just set up this room real quick, set up the link, and then we should be good to go. Let me send out this link real quick, guys, and then we can get started. Like US 30 spiking around like that. It's crazy. I mean, if you guys took the upper scalps, I mean, I guess that's good for you guys because it would have hit TP. Here, I'll go over those upper scalps in a little bit. Let me just finish setting out this link real quick, and then we can get started. But damn, we got to shoot up. We're in for another crazy day for US 30. Let me get this link for the Zoom too as well for the premium members, so you guys can follow me real time. Look how high that thing was shooting. So if you guys took the scalps over here for damn, look, that shit's going up high. I don't know what's going on with US 30, but man, let me see what's going on over here. Wall Street tries to build. Damn, so was it gonna keep pushing up? I'm like tempted to just hop in, but nah, I'm not gonna mess with that. Yeah, anyways, if you guys took the scalps here, they all would have hit TP. So if you took scalps last night, I mean, for example, like these two right here. If you took these two scalps right here, I mean, I guess they would have hit full TP. Let me check real quick. Oh, for sure. So these would have hit full TP right here if you took any of these scalps. Obviously, for these sells right here, I wouldn't have taken any of these because, like, if you guys have been following the sessions, I mentioned that right before market open, don't take the trades right before. But this one's fine because this is like more than an hour ago. So we have these two right here, even this third one right here, this green candle, and there's a bunch of entries that were available, you know, on this end over here. But obviously the market was pretty choppy. So I probably would have stopped entering trades like over here because it starts to get choppy. As you can see right here, obviously I would have taken this buy if I was awake. This is at 1 o'clock. So I wouldn't have taken this. I would have taken this trade right here. And this would have been fine. This would have been full TP as well. But once it started crossing over, so yeah, like these right here would have hit full TP, right? That hit full TP, that hit full TP. So I would have taken trades up until here, London session, and then as it started to get choppy right here, I probably would have stopped. Or even if you took this trade. So if you took this sell here, let me see if this even would have hit. So I think the first sell would have been right there. So yeah, if you took that sell, that probably would have been a loss. But if that was the case, I mean, I would have just, I would have shifted to the other way. So this one would have won. This one would have lost. I probably wouldn't have taken this one, honestly, because if I was in this first one over here, then I would have, there'd be no reason for me to take the opposite trade because it was in profit, right? It was like in profit here. So there's no reason for me to go take the opposite trade. Here, let me check here. Let's go back. So I guess our trades would have started like over here. So this would be the first trade. This is the one I took last night, I think. This would have hit TP. Yeah, this would have hit TP right there. And there's like no reason for me to take the sells because this would have been a win. Even if you took these later ones, these are all buys. So if you took any of these other buys right here, there's like one right there. There's like 5 entries right here. These are all buys. So I would have taken these buys right here. There's no reason for me to take the sell on this end. If I did see this one right here, because I still would have been in this trade right here, or even these trades. If I was taking any of these trades, I still would have been in. So I wouldn't have taken this sell. So I mean, if you were the unlucky person to take this one sell right here, I mean, shit happens. But if you took this one here, you would have bounced back. And if you took the one prior to that, you would have had some wins too. So I mean, it just really depends on when you enter the market. But let me see if there's news last night. I don't think there's news. Let me post this link onto the other pages real quick. Yeah, US 30 has been weird this whole week, guys. So like I've been like pretty careful with US 30. I would have been careful with US 30. Let's see if there's news last night. So actually there was news last night. So I don't know if I even would have traded at 2 a.m. for the euros. It's the EU economic forecast. So with that said, this is going to affect the market because it's going to like directly because it's obviously announcing like what their economic outlooks are for the year, or I mean so far. We could see NBC real quick. Jobless claims worse than expected, and this news is like it's pretty back and forth. I think during NFP it was good news, right? The jobless claims were good, and then all of a sudden the jobless claims are worse. I don't know, guys. The market's weird. Like on last Friday it was NFP, and they said the jobless claims were good, and then now they have this article that says the jobless claims are not good. So it's kind of hard to like really decipher, what's legit, what's not. But I mean, it doesn't matter because we don't trade news anyways. We trade, after we find like how people react to the news. So it should be fine for the most part. I mean, I don't think that would have affected you since we were not trading during NFP and not really trading during news like that. But it just goes to show that the news like CNBC is never really accurate. Because if you go back to Friday's news with NFP, it said that the jobless claims were actually positive, and all of a sudden you have this right here. A week later, it got higher. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Okay, well, I guess the decline was higher from last week. So the total was a decline from previous week's 812,000. Yeah, that's crazy. So they went from 812,000 to okay. I guess it's better, but it's worse than they expected. They thought it was going to be better, but it's better than last week. So last week's was 8,000, 1,200. 812,000, I mean, sorry, 812,000 minus 93, 793. So it's a 19,000 job difference. It's not a huge difference, but it is a difference. All right, well, that's that. Let me send out this real quick, and then let's look for some scalps as we're on the way. And I wish I would have taken this trade right here. I was asleep. I woke up late today, guys. So I woke up around 6. By the time I woke up, it was too late to enter any of these trades here. But I'm gonna be looking for some new ones. I'm gonna keep this on. Also gonna set my my alerts right here as well. Wait, what? So TradingView is doing maintenance, so I can't set my alerts right now. It's all good. All right, so the opening candle for US 30 right here was a buy signal. So it looks like we might be looking for a sell today. But we'll see. Have my alert set up, so I'll be watching that. Thankfully, a euro odd right here. I don't know if anyone is still in this euro odd. This thing was like bouncing all over the place. The last like 3-4 days, all of a sudden it finally dropped down. It's on its way to full TP. So I'm finally back in profit off this. This is I mean, it's not a crazy position. It's only a 0.50. Still in profit about 130 for the day off this. And then I'm trying to stack up some more wins for US 30 as well. So we'll keep watching this. Let me get to the chat, see who's in here. Hey, Aleph, morning. Morning, Dilraj. Morning, Eric. Morning, Mark. Morning, Karen. Morning, Shonda. Morning, Nazareth. Morning, Dwayne. Morning, Peter. Morning, Saquon. Morning, Camo. Morning, everybody. So if you guys send me an email or a message, I'm not going to be able to get to it yet. Obviously, I'm here focused on this live session. I have about, let me just hold up my email. I have about 150 emails. I have a couple Telegram messages right here and a couple text messages. So if you guys have, if you guys hit me up and I haven't responded to you, don't worry, I'm going to get to you eventually. It's just, I'm more focused on these scalps and on this live session right now, but I will get to you eventually. So don't worry if I haven't responded to you yet. All right, let me see. Nice. Saquon said, good morning. US 30 playing with my emotions, almost hit my TP, then turned around. Then it hits your full TP. Nice. Yeah, so I'm assuming you probably took one of these trades, right, Saquon? So you probably either took this buy right here, or you took, I don't know, one of these buys over here. Obviously, like I mentioned, we would have skipped these trades here because we don't trade right before market open. But yeah, if you took a trade like earlier and you're just holding on to it, like one of these right here, they all hit TP just now. So there's one right there. That would have hit full TP right there. If you took this entry over here, that would hit full TP right there as well. If you took this entry right there, another full TP right there as well. So it looks pretty good for the most part. Hey, Billy, how's it going, bro? I saw your messages last night, Billy. You killed it, dude. It was, let me check real quick. Yeah, Billy, you sent me your profits yesterday. You did pretty good, bro. You, let's see. So I save everyone's profits here. Billy locked in about, oh, that's not bad. 100, 200, 300, 400, about 400, 500 bucks with your scalps last night. Billy, you took a US 30, you took GJ, and you took EJ. You probably took those same US 30 ones that I just mentioned right here, these 3 buys, since you took, yeah, 1-2 buys right there. That was when I was asleep. You also locked in, you went both ways, but you locked in US 30 for a sell and GJ for a buy as well. So you locked in about 1,000 there, and then you locked in a little more right here as well. So that's nice. So congrats on that. Jeremy, yeah, Jeremy locked in about 300 something off this. Yeah, 310. So that's not bad. Jeremy also on this other account. I'm assuming you have multiple accounts, right, Jeremy? Or these are just different positions. Looks like you have about 600 off this one right here. Yeah, 618 off that. You said, I would say my FTMO is looking good. Yeah, it's looking really good, Jeremy. About 1,000 off this. Yeah, it looks like you're killing it with your scalps. And this is just a reminder, guys, for these scalps that I'm calling out right here, a lot of people in K2 apply them themselves. They're not, I didn't even call any of these trades. Like I didn't call a gold trade. So obviously Jeremy took that on her own. And she took all these other trades as well. The GJ, US 30. I don't think I called any other ones last night. I only called a few, which hit. Say, Shawn, my profits this morning looking pretty nice. Sisuk over here talking about 2,000 scalping as well. So everyone here is using the same scalp strategy, guys, that I've been using. They just been doing it on their own. Jonathan said K2 is a cheat code. Nice, nice. So you took your own scalps there as well. Yeah, so Jonathan took this right here. He identified that scalp right there. Rejection off the pivot. Let me see where that one's at. Because I took that trade as well. So it was like right when it was crossing. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Jonathan actually took this trade right here. So he took that scalp right there. If I rewind it, he took that trade, and then he wrote it up. I'm assuming. I don't know if he put a TP or stop loss, but let's go on trading view. Sorry, my trading view is kind of off right now. Let me see. I know they're updating the system right now. They said they're doing maintenance. Okay, there we go. Back. All right, cool. So we just went back to this area right here where I was mentioning where Jonathan took that trade. So we took the trade right here. I'm not sure if he went for full TP or if he went higher. Let me check real quick. 31496. 31496. 31496. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so he took this this scalp right here, the same exact scalp that I just marked up. So this is what Jonathan took, and yeah, he ended up hitting full TP right there. So nice work on that, Jonathan. You killed it with that one. You took that one on your own. Full TP for that. You took both ways too. So it looks pretty good for the most part. Yaktaro over here, about $100 off that. Camo, and you've been killing it, bro, on yours too. Because you just been scalping with us every morning, right? Because you don't even have the indicators. Nice. So you locked in about 400 off that. So I'm just looking over everyone's profits that we didn't look at yesterday, because there's a whole bunch that happened after the session when everyone started scalping on their own. C-Soup again right there for about 2,000. So it looks like it was a pretty good trading day so far. I mean, not so far, but overall for the whole team. You know, I'm here to do it again. Let's hit those profits again. So right now, this is what I mentioned about not trading US 30 on market open. Look at this crazy move, guys, right? It shot up from this point, like nearly 1,000 points. And then immediately after, it dropped all the way back down. So I'd hold off on US 30 right now, guys. Just wait for it to stabilize. It's moving 1,000 pips back and forth. So if you're trying to scalp this, you're going to get burned because your stop loss is 500 pips. There's no way you'd be able to survive this. And this is why we didn't chase the move. Remember when I mentioned earlier, I said, don't chase the move when it's shooting up, because this could happen right here. This came crashing right back down. So guys, just don't get caught up in this. There's obviously a shitload of noise going on right now. This is not normal. Normal candles is this, when it barely moves like 500 pips, right? It doesn't move 1,000 pips per candle. So be careful. You know, like I mentioned, don't mess with, I would not mess with US 30 right now because of how it's moving. Let's see what else we got over here. Nice. Yes, as Quan said, I took one of the early buys from London. Nice, nice. Kyle said, Billy with the guac 3,000. Oh man, yeah, I was on point, Billy. You killed it last night, you know, with those two trades. I was awake, just not during London session, but I was awake when you sent me the message. It looks like you killed it, yeah, with GJ and EJ. Those would have been some nice scalps, I'm assuming, if those are the ones you took. So let me just close this off right here. And then let's see what else we got over here as well. Oh, nice. Morning, Bryce. Billy said, I'm now at 31,000, or I'm now in it at 31,475. Nice, nice. Yeah, great work, guys. So let me go up real quick and see if I missed anything. Karen said, morning, Shawn, morning all. Please hit that like. Yeah, no, definitely. If you guys can hit the like button, that'll definitely help us continue to grow this channel. And I'll continue to, you know, come on for these live sessions with you guys. Our main goal here is to continue growing this channel, and for me to continue helping, you know, other traders who need help with trading or have questions that they can't get answered anywhere else. Because I come live every morning, I share my trades with you guys, and I answer all your guys' questions. And that's pretty much the main goal here, guys. It's just, you know, trying to spread awareness and trying to help people with trading. So Karen says, Shawn, when you're going through the Forex pairs, can you take a look at CAD CHF, please? Thanks. Yeah, definitely. I'll add you to the list right now. Karen wants me to take a look at CAD CHF. Take a look at that. I got you on the list. See if there's anything else here that I missed. Let's see. Eric said, I love trading during open. Lock in 5.5K. Nice, Eric. Yeah, no, if you caught that right there, or if you were scalping that, or you identified this entry, I mean, there's a bunch of entries right here. If you identified any of these buy entries, I mean, there's one for the opening candle. There was one for these right here as well. If you caught any of these and you took, pretty hefty loft size off here, I mean, it becomes a 50% chance of you hitting or not hitting, right? Because it could either go your way or not go your way. So if you did scalp that, like with the heavy lot size, you could lock in a ton of profit. So yeah, nice work on that, Eric. You locked in about 5.5K off this this big bullish candle right here. Hey, morning, Super Sam. Salim said I closed EA as soon as it touched profit last night. Yeah, I was thinking about doing it too, honestly, because it's been I mean, it's been a mess. Honestly, I might close mine right now. So I'm gonna close my position here, guys, about 135 in profit. Because we've been holding this position like way too long. I'm not trying to hold it longer than I need to. Because I was already expecting a loss when it came up here, but then it came right back down. So I closed out my position, guys. If you guys want to close in profit, you guys can. Otherwise, I mean, it's on its way to full TP if you guys want to hold on to it. It's just, sometimes you got to know when to take your money off the table. Because, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. The market's been weird all week. So I don't know if this is going to continue pushing down or if it's going to push out this this stuff here as well. So let me see if there's anything else here real quick. Super Samson, can you look at Nasdaq if there's any entry possible? Can you call it? Yeah, I'll take a look. Super Sam. Nasdaq 100. Nice. Eric said another 1K. Congrats, bro. You're killing it, dude. So I'm assuming you took both ways, right? You took that buy, and then you probably enter that sell right here as well. Because that's usually what happens, guys. Usually on the open, it spikes up, and then there's like some sort of correction, right? Especially if it's a big spike up like this right here. But never chase the money, right? Usually if this happens here, I'll usually do the opposite. Like if I'm going to buy, I'll catch that win, and then I'll hop out once it reaches, a certain area, and I'll hop in the other way. Here, let me see if there's anything else here. John said on Telegram, I noticed that members don't call out scalps that they see, but when they post it only hours after they close out, where it doesn't help out anyone. Well, I mean, everyone should be trading it on their own, John. I mean, it's not everyone's job to share scalp signals. I mean, if you're scalping something that you like to trade, like for me, I trade US 30. So if I do see something, I'll call it. But certain people, they're just not confident with their calls, they take it on their own. I mean, the main goals for you is, I know that you know it, but I'm mentioning for like the rest of the K2 members, the main goal is for you guys to actually learn the strategy and apply it yourself. Because I know a lot of people don't really, I mean, they're not 100% confident about it yet, right? So if they're scared to really make that call, they're not going to make the call. But yeah, like what Kyle mentioned here, he said the only way you can call scalp is if you're actually live or something trading on Zoom together. Yeah, like how we were last night, Kyle, right? We both scalped US 30 last night. We made a ton of profit off that. And that's the main reason as well, John. Like you can't call scalp trades because by the time you call them, it's going to be too late. So there's really no point in someone calling a scalp trade if that's the case. So let me see this real quick. David said, John, I scalped in and out faster than I can type. Yeah, I agree with that too, David. I'm 100% with you guys on that. And that's why I don't even call scalps myself. I don't think there's a specific reason why people don't call scalps. It's just that it just happens too fast. By the time you call it, you're in and out of trade already. So we have a pending sell signal here for US 30, guys. I don't know if I'm going to take it if it does close because this is a huge candle right here. Usually when this happens, there has to be some sort of correction as well. So we might let it correct a little bit, and then maybe we'll add the sell stop right here to catch it as it comes back down. But who knows? We have about 30 seconds left on this candle. But I don't think I'm going to call it right away. It's probably going to there's just too much manipulation here. I just don't want this to come back up, stop you out, and then swing back down. So we'll keep watching it, but we're probably not going to enter just yet. We got about 15 seconds left on this candle, so we'll see if it closes. If it does, we'll act accordingly to the market conditions from this point. Wow, look at this drop. I'm definitely not messing with US 30 today. So even if we do get the sell, I'm not going to take you guys. If you guys want to take it, I'm definitely not taking it. So this is the entry right here. If you guys want to take it, I'm not going to because this is guys, it's dropped like 1,300 pips. So obviously there's clear market manipulation going on in the market right now because these big spikes, even like yesterday, you know, when that whole drop happened yesterday. I forgot what happened yesterday, but something caused this huge drop, and then it just got super wacky from there. So yeah, this is the sell entry, guys, if you guys wanted to take the daily entry, but I'm not going to call it yet. I might call it late for a late sell stop, because yeah, it's just too risky. So yeah, maybe I'll call a sell stop right here. I think this should be fine. Here, let me see. I'm gonna I'll send out the signal for you guys over here. Sell stop. You guys got to keep in mind that this is a sell stop, right? It's not a market entry, so don't enter right away. Sell stop entry. And if this ends up hitting you know, the stop loss or whatever, then, you know, obviously we're going to cancel the position. Oh, this isn't even right. Oops. Slightly off on that right there. So let me just copy this over real quick. We got on that right there. Let me just post this. All right, guys, keep in mind it's a sell stop, right? Don't enter market. It's a sell stop. So nice. Look at Cheryl over here. Another verification, exactly 10 days. So Cheryl locked in her third FTMO funded account right here. It's trading US 30. So you guys can see how, like, you know, how lucrative this is. If you guys learn the scalping strategy, it's not that difficult. It's super easy. Damn, look, she killed it. All these scalps for S&P, US 30, and UK 100, and the DAX. Nice, nice. Yeah, she's killing it, dude. Look at that. Crazy. So nice work, Cheryl. I'm going to forward this over to the save messages for all of the K2 profits. So if you guys, obviously you guys can see here what's possible. You know, it's not just me profiting. These are my profits from last night. I had some small ones. It wasn't anything crazy. So I made about 700 on that account. We had one loss. You know, unfortunately, it would have been up to 1,000, but just that one loss in the beginning. And then for these right here as well. So I have two different accounts here. My third one's kind of under maintenance right now. So I'm only trading two of my FTMOs. That right there, 712. And then my second one, obviously the price is, the profit's different because this copies my master account. This is my master account right here. And then this one is the one that copies it. So that's why it's a little slower and the profit isn't as high. But I mean, I did pretty good last night too with my scalps for US 30. So congrats to Cheryl. Congrats to everybody who applies it on their own. And if you guys are new here and you guys want access to, you know, obviously the K2 indicators here, just go on the website, k2trades.com, and then you can sign up for the K2 strategy course here for access to the indicators. So we have all this set up right here. I'm gonna set my alerts up. Just damn, okay, I can't even set up alerts right now. All right, so they're under maintenance. I can't set up alerts, but anyways, I'll just keep watching it. So like I mentioned, US 30 isn't filled yet, guys. It's still pending. I wanted to set an alert here so I can know when it actually comes down. I wonder if I just close TradingView, if it's gonna fix it. Let me see if I could possibly fix it, because I need my alerts. All right, let me smooth this over real quick. All right, guys, 1 second. Let me just try to get this set up real quick, because I need the alerts. Obviously, I mean, I can't follow trades and not alerts set up. All right, close it. All right, hopefully this, what the fuck? Did it close unexpectedly? Try to open it one more time. All right, I think we should be good here. Damn it. I was watching Bitcoin. I was trying to buy when it dipped, and like, unfortunately I missed it right here. because I'm just going to keep adding more Bitcoin to my portfolio. I'm just going to keep buying Bitcoin whenever it dips, and then I'm going to hold on to it and see how it plays out. Anyways, here's a US 30. Let me see if I could set these alerts right here. All right, so I guess the alerts do work. It's just they're fixing something. So US 30 TP1 750. All right, yeah, so it does work. So it's still not filled yet, guys. US 30. You have the sell stop right there. Let's see, filled. I need to set it on my own thing as well. All right, let's see. TP. Stop loss set up here. All right, so there's the trade right there. It's technically not active yet. I'll be looking for some scalps, so I'm probably not going to take that, the official entry for the daily, because it's just too risky if you guys want to take it. Actually, no, I'm going to set a sell stop. So I'll set a sell stop here. Let me see if I could get this set up on mine. Trading. I don't like MT4. MT4. I feel like whenever I try to put stuff here for MT4, it kind of puts it in the wrong place. All right, let me see. Sell stop in order. So let me see. Pending order. Sell stop. Price is going to be 31410. I'm just going to factor in the price difference. Yeah, price is only off by like 10 pips. Guys are less than 10 pips, so it's not a huge difference, but I'm just going to put that anyways. So I have that set up there. My stop loss is going to be 31560, and then my take profit is going to be 31260 as well. All right, we're good. All right, so I have my sell stop set up right there on my chart. If and when it does come down, it will fill my order, and we should be good to go. Let me fix this actually. I hate how the pricings are different for currency.com and for FTMO. That's a huge difference. All right, let me just change this again. So 15. I'm trying to get my my entry point exact, but it's not. Let me set it. 14. No, a little less. All right, so I'm not trying to get in too early. So my entry currently is 31412. All right, perfect. Got my TP set up for FTMO. Let me get send my FTMO parameters here as well. So let me see. So, okay. It's been a long time since I set the parameters for US 30. So let me just set these parameters real quick. I mean, it's not a huge difference, guys. It's like very minimal, but I'm going to make sure they're proper. So my parameters here are 31412, and then the target's just slightly off. Let me see. Target. Here, I'm going to do this. Sorry, guys. I hate having to do this, the calculations for FTMO and for regular, because it's just annoying. It's like, okay, so that number's right. Number's right. Number's right. Lastly, down right there. All right, cool. So I set the parameters there as well for FTMO for the premium members. And then I will be scalping this within it. So let's see if we have a self scalp right here that this is actually gonna be self scalp. Actually, this is a self scalp too. Huh. Let me just enter a sell now. So I'm currently in a sell, guys. I already entered the sell right here. Let's see, my TP, my entry was 31462. So these are my parameters right here. It's gonna be a risky trade, guys. I don't recommend you guys taking it if you guys aren't comfortable with it yet. But this is the one that I did take. So my TP is gonna be 31402. Actually, no, it's gonna be the same one because I use the actual number. So 31512. 31512. 31412. All right, so it looks fine so far. This is my entry right here. I mean, obviously this isn't the actual entry. The entry was right here. The reason why I took this scalp right here is because we have this rejection right here, right? Rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. And that's why I took this this sell right here. So I'm currently in this sell scalp right here. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. It took like a decent lot size, nothing too crazy, just enough for me to make it worthwhile, right? So there's our TP right there. So I'm just gonna put scalp number 1, full TP. I should have made the numbers a little wider. It's all good. So this is gonna be US 30 scalp number 1. Stop loss hit. All right, cool. So I have my alert set up right there. I also have the other alert set up over here as well. So yeah, that looks pretty solid for the most part. I have that that scalp setup right there, and then I also have the full position right here as well. So this hasn't filled yet. Waiting for this to fill. I'm currently in the scalp though. I'm trying to catch this ride down to a TP down here. So that's it for US 30 right now. Those are the 2 scalps that I'm taking, and then we'll see how this ends up playing out. So I'll keep watching it. Otherwise, you know, let me see if there's any other questions here in the chat. All right, let me just go through here real quick. So I'm getting a bunch of yeah, I'm getting a bunch of messages here in the Telegram. Let me just check real quick. All right. So yeah, so if you guys are messaging me on Telegram, I'm not gonna be able to get to you guys right away. Let me just check the chat real quick, see if I missed anything over here as we continue. All right. So Kyle said, Shawn, you ever add how much profits you've made people in the month? Not really, Kyle. I probably should, huh? Because he's like, yeah, so guys, I record everyone's profits here. You know, like Kyle was mentioning, he's like, you ever add everyone's profits? I think if I added everyone's profits, it'd be like a crazy amount, because this is just for so this is just February, right? It's February 10th right here. If I go down to like February 1st and then I scroll down from there, look at all these profits here from everyone. If I go from February 1st, so this is February 1st, this is everyone's profits. Aleph over here, he like killed it with the Dow that one day. Cheryl locked in a couple thousand off here, another couple thousand right there. Lisa. So if we go down here from February 1st up until the current date, I mean, there's a lot of profits that were made this month. Matik over there, yeah, he was like, thank you, bro. He made about 600 off that. Lisa, some more. And they're all different people. You know, it's not just the same people profiting. It's literally a different person every time. Roland over here locked in about like 4,000 off that US 30. Josh over here locked in about 600 off that. Mark, you know, Spencer, Jonathan. There's a ton of profits here, and this is just from February. So if I scroll down from February 1st all the way down to today, these are all the profits that were made by everyone this month so far, and it's only the 11th. So it's been a great month so far overall. But yeah, Kyle, maybe I should add everyone's profits up, huh? We'll see how that ends up totaling to. I'm sure it's super high, obviously, you know, if we were to add everything up. Let me see if there's anything else here as well. Des will say he has a sell limit. All right, nice. Hey, morning, Dennis. Tyrone said, what do you think about gold? So I'll take a look at gold as well. Let me just take a look. I'll put Tyrone here. Gold, I'll analyze it after. Let's see what else we got here. Dennis said, who do you use for S&P markup? On TradingView, let me check real quick. On TradingView, I think we use Alanda data. I think that's the best data that you can find for S&P. Actually, let me check. SP 500 index. SPX. Yeah, I think that's probably the best data you can find. The SPX 500 for Alanda. I don't think they have. Actually, they have Forex.com. So I don't trade S&P, Dennis, so I don't look at it. But I mean, it looks pretty much the same to me for the most part. This is Alanda, and then this is Forex.com. So I don't think it's a huge difference. So I would just use either one for S&P. Anyways, let me go back to US 30 real quick. Damn, US 30 is shooting up pretty heavy right now. So I'm glad for the other one, for the actual position here. I just took a sell stop. So this hasn't filled yet. I'm here in the scalp, but I took a small position, so it's fine. I was just testing it. I wasn't taking a big position. I was just testing to see if it was moving properly. Sometimes you have to do that. You just have to test the waters to see if it's actually working. And then once it does hit, then you can, add on for the other position. But I think for right now, it's bouncing back and forth. I'm still in the position right now, so we'll see how it plays out. But until then, I have a bunch of questions to look at right now. So let me look at the first one. Let's see, the first question is from Karen. She wants me to take a look at CAD CHF. So I'll pull up CAD CHF over here. All right, I'm gonna take everything off the chart so that we have a clean naked chart right here, delete everything. And this is CAD CHF. So I'll zoom out from this point so you guys can see the full chart. First thing I'm gonna do is turn on the K2SR indicator. And then from this point, I'm gonna draw the zones on the chart for you guys so you guys can see where the rejection points are. All right, so we got that there. Got that there. There. There, and we got a couple more right here. All right, so those are the zones for CAD CHF. And you guys can see that I drew these today on what's today? Today is, man, sorry guys, let me just check these stupid scammers in the group. Let me see. Forex trading. Hello, my friends. I'm recruiting traders for my team in the international financial market. If you're interested, write to me. Fuck off. What's all these freaking scammers that try to... all right. Yeah, this dude too. So there's people trying to there's people trying to promote in the pages. So I took that off right there. I think everything else is good. He blocked me. That guy that I told to fuck off, he just blocked me on Telegram. I don't understand why people do that, bro. Like, why do you guys come in here and try to promote like your shitty groups in the K2 room? All right, guys, let me go back and analyze CAD CHF. So here we drew the zones today on the 11th, and from this point right here, we have, let's see, you can see that I drew these zones here on the 11th, and these same zones have been tested back in November, back in September. So let's see what was happening here around that time. Last year, February is like way up there. So I think since then, it hasn't really been in this area. Actually, no, I'm wrong. So February over here. So February of 2016 was the last time it was in this area at that same price. So you can see right here on the 11th, it is in the same exact area right here. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, on February 11th of 2016, you can see that price was in the zone right here. So you can see that from this area, it ended up pushing up, right? So we'll use that for historical data as to, what happens around February when it gets in this price point. So going back to the current price over here, you can see that the same thing is actually playing out. If I zoom out from here, it's crazy. It's like the same pattern. It was below here on February 10, and then February 11, it started to shoot up right here where it broke through, right? So looking over here, it's actually the same exact pattern. So right here, I'll probably have a bullish bias. I'm going to turn on. So like right here, if it breaks the structure, it's probably going to push up higher, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the momentum indicator. So we have a buy momentum right there, right? It actually confirms a nice move up. So like right here, we have the rejection. Right here, we have the buy signal. If price was to break above here to the top structure, close above here, then you can take a long position. It's probably going to push up pretty high from there. So this is my bias for CAD CHF right here. I think it's going to push up, and then it's probably going to break through. And if it closes above here, then it's probably going to shoot even farther. Going back to the previous time it was in that area. So if I zoom over here real quick, Jeremy's asking, is it possible to have better quality than 720 on the live stream, or are you streaming at 720? Jeremy, it's only available to the premium members. So if you want to have higher quality, if you want to have this real time, because obviously YouTube has a little lag, you have to be in the premium group. That's where the link is sent for the Zoom. So we do have people here in the Zoom, but it's only open to the premium members. So if you want access to that, you'd have to sign up. Just go on the website, k2trades.com, sign up to either the signals or the course, and that's how you'll get access to higher quality. Otherwise, you're gonna have to deal with what YouTube has, because I think that's the highest you can do for streaming. They don't have a higher option for me here. So yeah, just looking back at CAD CHF, guys, you can see the last time it broke structure right here. So it's the same setup, the same exact zone that we're looking at today. And the last time it broke that structure, it actually shot up about 500 pips, right? 536 pips. So going back to current data over here, it's in the same exact price point, right? If price is to break this structure, it's probably going to repeat what it did back in 2016. And it's just going to shoot up from here, way up here to like, I mean, even higher, right? So if I go, I'm going to go on the higher time frame actually, so I can show you like what it actually looks like. So here on the daily, let me just turn this off right here so you guys can see. So you guys can see right here that it's in the same area that it was in 2016, February 11, the same exact day, same exact area right here. Once it broke structure, it shot up super high. So we're waiting for it to break structure again right here so it can shoot up super high, right? And that's my analysis for this, Karen. So pretty much for CAD CHF, I have a bullish bias, but I wouldn't take the buy until it breaks above this structure right here. So it would have to break and close past this structure in order for us to take that buy, so that we have full confirmation that it's going to, continue shooting up from that point. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here to look at before we continue. And I might have to cancel this daily position right here. So hopefully you guys can get into the position. You guys are still holding off on it. Just like I mentioned earlier, US 30 is kind of all over the place. That's why I haven't taken any real trades with it yet. I was taking a scalp right here, but I took a small position. It's like a small lot size just to test it, to see if it was going to hit or not. So, I mean, obviously right here, you can see it's bouncing back and forth. When market opened right here, it shot up about nearly 1,000 pips, about 900 pips. And then after it shot up, it dropped like over 1,000 pips, like 1,300 pips. And then from this point, it shot all the way back up another 1,100 pips, right? So keep in mind, guys, when the market's moving like this, it's probably best for you to just sit it out. Because like obviously, you don't know what's going on right here with this point. So the scalp is still technically active right now. It's not looking so good, but it's fine because I took a test position so I can test it out before I actually go full lot size on this. So I'll see how this plays out. If it hits, then I'll stack on some other positions. If not, then we're going to wait and I'll probably take some buys instead, or just wait for it to stabilize before I take any more positions, because, obviously right here, there's no way of really telling if it's going to continue pushing up or if it's going to come back down. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, let me check the chat real quick and see if I missed anything else as we continue. So let's see. I looked at CAD CHF right here. Let me see if there's anything else as we continue. So Aleph said, what size do you use for 100K with a new FTMO symbol? It's the same thing, Aleph. It's just you take the 0 off. So before I was taking a 10 lot, now I'm only taking a 1 lot for the normal positions. And before I was taking a 15 lot for the daily, now it's only a 1.5. So you just move the 0 over by 1. See, Squanted, David, I've been trying to figure out how to set that up on my trading view so I can see better. Setting up on your phone. Oh yeah, no. So you need the app, the Trading View app, Saquon. Yeah, thanks, Dave, for helping me out with that. Mark said, Shawn, I'm on the Zoom if you need any UK stuff. Yeah, perfect, Mark. Yeah, so if we get any UK questions, I'll let you know. But I think for now, I don't think anyone's asked about anything yet. I think they've been pretty good with going directly to you guys. All right, so I'm skipping over through that. C6 said, what? How did I miss that offer? Exactly right. Morning, Trell. All right, let me see what I have next up on the list. So next up, I have Nasdaq 100 for Super Sam, and then I have gold for Tyrone. So I'll get to your gold in a little bit, Tyrone, but I'm going to get to everyone else that was before you first. Hey, Smokes morning. So next up, we have Nasdaq 100 real quick. Nasdaq 100. And then, yeah, we'll go on the 1 hour. I'll take everything off here. Look at US 30. It's coming right back down. This might be a scalp for a buy, but I'm going to take a look at Nasdaq real quick. So let me just draw these zones for you guys. So for Nasdaq right here, I'm going to set up these zones for you guys so you guys can see where the rejection points are. And then, yeah, no problem, Tyrone. I'll get to your gold real quick. I'm just going to get through this, and then I will hop over to your gold right after. So let me get this real quick. Nasdaq. It's pretty solid for the most part. All right, cool. So just looking at Nasdaq here, I've drawn the zones. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to turn on the momentum indicator. So right here for Nasdaq, we have, and we have a bullish bias, right? Because we have the rejection from this point. Or actually, we have the rejection from this point because it came up, established a new low. So rejection from that point, buy signal. Next thing we'd be looking for is for price to break and close past the structure. So we want price to break up, close past the structure, and then we'll probably take a buy. But however, the market's been moving weird the past couple of days, guys. You can see these huge spikes right here for Nasdaq. So I don't think this is really going to follow through, as smoothly as we would have wanted to, for it to just break above and then continue up higher, right? This is probably going to bounce around. It might not even reach to this point. This is scenario number one. Scenario number one is price breaks above the structure and then closes and it continues higher. But at that point, it'll be reaching an all-time high. So if that doesn't play out there, another thing that can play out is this. We can get a rejection off this point, come back down here, say we get a sell signal, somewhere down here, and then it pushes farther. If it pushes down here, then we could probably take a sell from that point, right? So there's two different scenarios that can play for Nasdaq. It's either a buy or a sell, but I think on the long-term perspective, it's really going to depend whether it breaks above here or if it breaks below here. So I wouldn't trade within this area. I'd wait for it to either break above here or below here so that you have confirmation that there's, in between where you can trade. Because right now it's probably just going to range until it breaks above there or breaks below here. So let me look at gold real quick, and I'll go back and look for some Nasdaq scalps if that, if that's the case and that's available. So let me take a look at this for Tyrone real quick. Gold. Where did I put gold at? Gold's right there. All right, so looking at gold right here, I'm going to go on the 4 hour and delete everything off the chart. US 30 is still bouncing around pretty great. Wow, look at these wicks right here. So yeah, guys, I would probably just stay out of US 30. Oh shit, didn't fill my other trade. Okay, now I'm probably going to cancel that sell stop. Or no, actually it's pretty far from it. I thought it was right at it because I saw this this entry right there. But yeah, it's bouncing around like crazy right now, guys. So I would stay away from US 30 right now for some scalps because it just keeps bouncing back and forth. You want to make sure that there's some sort of confirmation, you know, in one direction or the other before you take scalps, because, you know, last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then it ends up flopping on you. But I'm still currently in this sell right here. It's still currently running, and then we will, I mean, obviously we'll see what happens from here. But let me go back to gold. So I'm gonna take everything off the chart. Here's gold. I'm gonna zoom out. There's the naked chart. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the K²SR indicator. And then I'm gonna do the same thing I do for every other pair. I'm gonna draw my zones. And these zones are important, guys, because if you guys have these zones, you'll know exactly where price is rejecting from, right? So if you know what that is, you're not gonna be taking trades in like risky areas where you can, you know, likely get kicked out of the trade. All right. So that's pretty solid right there. You know, just zooming out from this point, you can see that we drew these zones right here on February 11th today. And you can see these same zones have been tested back in November, December, September, all the way back till July. So you can see that these zones here are actually, you know, they're important zones that keep getting tested time and time again. So just looking at price right now currently, let me turn on the momentum indicator. So this is a little retracement signal right here, right? I think the overall bias is still bullish because we have the rejection from this point. We have the buy signal right here. And then you can see that as soon as price breaks structure and closes, it pushes up to the next structure right here. So for this right here, I only see this as a retracement candle because, or, you know, technically it could be a sell signal as well. The only problem is that gold is just ranging within this zone right here, right? So until price breaks above it or breaks below it, then, you know, there really won't be a bias here for gold. But yeah, you know, just looking at it from here, it looks like it's just ranging within this area. So currently right here, we have a sell bias, obviously, because it's a sell signal. However, this can easily flip up this way, provide, you know, a buy signal, and then continue up higher, right? There's a lot of different scenarios that can play out here. But just looking at this here, so I'm going to analyze it from like this perspective. Currently, price is just ranging within this zone right here, from this up and lower, this upper and bottom area. So we have a sell bias. With that sell bias, we want price to close below here. And then at this point, we want price to close below here before we take an entry. Because if we take the trade right here, this can easily reject off this point, right? So you don't want to get caught in any reversals. And also right here, if it doesn't close below the structure, because we want it to close below here. If it doesn't close below the structure, then it can reject off this point as well. And you don't want to get caught in those reversals, right? So you don't want to get caught in a short position right here. And then this ends up reversing from this point right there and it stops you out, right? You don't want that to happen. So that's why you want to be careful and you want to wait for it to close below here. And the reason for waiting for it to close below here is because if you try to enter at some point over here, say if you want to enter as soon as it gets into this area, right? And then it rejects at any point within the zone, it'll stop you out. So that's why we want it to close below the structure so that we can catch this drop as it drops even further. One thing that I'd look out for is this. So see, it's the same pattern right here. The same pattern played out where it was an invalid signal. And then when it broke below here, it ended up reversing, right? So keep that in mind when analyzing this from this perspective, because this is an invalid signal as well. So I'd be careful with this because this could play out again if it drops below here. If it closes right here, then I would take it. But if it closes far down here, like if it's a huge bullish candle like this, then you could probably expect like some sort of rejection. So if that happens right there, I probably would hold off on it. But if it closes above here, that should be fine. Because you can see over here that that same pattern kind of repeats itself, right? Right here, when you have a big candle that breaks the structure and closes, it usually reverses. So we have this big candle right here. It does drop a little bit. So from that point, it drops about like maybe 100 pips. You could probably catch a small move there, but then it ends up reversing super hard up. So that's why I have a bullish bias off this. You know, it might drop to this point, but I think overall it's going to swing back up because the US dollar is weak right now. And especially with the stimulus coming out soon. I know they're talking about new stimulus and stuff like that, but like they always are. So I think when that happens, you're just going to spike price even higher. So my bias here would be for a buy. I would wait for it to just reject off this point, provide like a buy signal somewhere around here, and then confirm that price breaks and closes past the structure above here. And then once that happens, I would anticipate it to shoot up even higher, right? So that's my take on gold right here. But like I mentioned, it's going to range within this area. So it doesn't matter, Tyrone, whichever way you take it, I would just wait, because if you take it right here and you take a buy, it can easily spike down from there. So say if you took a buy right here, because you just want to take a buy. If you take a buy there, it could easily spike down from you. And then vice versa, if you want to take a sell, it can easily spike up in this direction. That's why I'd be waiting for the full confirmation before we actually take that trade. So I'm gonna remove someone from the chat. And we get so many of these people scamming on here. Not really scam, but they're like promoting other stuff. But yeah, so that's it for gold right there. Let me check the that's for the bigger move. I'm gonna check the scalp right now, see if there's any moves off that. Damn, look at US 30 right here. This thing's crazy. So the scalp is still active right now. Looks like it could drop, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, let me go on the 30-minute chart right here. I'll take a look at gold for you on this one as well. 30-minute. I'll just use a scalp strategy right here, Tyrone, for this one. So let me pull this up right here. David, check out the Telegram. I sent the Zoom link already. It's on there right now. I'm not sure if you're in here, but let me just check gold real quick. Oh, you're in? All right, perfect. Yeah, no, perfect. All right, cool. So looking at gold right here on the 30-minute, let's see if there was any entries that were available that anyone could have possibly taken. So let me just draw this over here real quick. All right. So gold was pretty choppy last night. I don't think I mean, I personally wouldn't have traded it, but let me see if there's any scalps here. And it's just been ranging, because if you look on the 4-hour, like I mentioned, it's just been ranging within the zone right here. So that's why I wouldn't have traded it. But looking here on the 30-minute, let me see if there's anything here that we could have taken. I don't really think so. Not really. Let me go on the 10-minute real quick, and I'll pull up gold. Gold right here. There's actually a couple entries right here for gold. Let me check this real quick. The zones real quick, and then yeah. So let's see. We got a big zone up here, and then we have a zone right here, and another one right over there. All right, cool. So yeah, just looking at gold right here on the 10-minute. I mean, it looks like the market's been pretty choppy overall, so I probably wouldn't even scalp through here. I know some people did scalp. So if you did scalp right here, there's like one entry. There's a couple entries right here, actually. I would not trade right here, because, obviously there's entries on both directions, like when it spikes around. But for right here, if you took these scalps right here last night, so let's see, this is actually this morning, 4 a.m. this morning. I think the sweet spot for this is like 250 or something, right? So if you were to take this trade here for these scalps, this one right here would have hit full TP. And even if you want to take the scalp right here, so there's actually a scalp that was available recently, but like I mentioned, I probably wouldn't mess with this because of how the market's moving right now. So for example, here, if you took this red scalp right here, this red candle, because it rejects off the pivot and it rejects off the structure, which I wouldn't take because this is choppy right here, right? You want to trade, like you want to scalp and take these trades when price is smooth, like this smooth move right here. Because for example, if price is moving smooth like this, and you take these scalps, these are like perfect entries, right? Full perfect entry right there for full TP. And then again, right next to it, this one over here as well, a perfect entry for full TP there as well. So there's a bunch of entries, 1, 2, 3. And then it starts to get choppy over here. Once it starts to get choppy, I would just hold off the market. I mean, if you wanted to be risky and take these trades, you could have, but you know, like I mentioned, this is just like, it's not the best time to trade this, because if it's spiking back and forth, like so often, odds are you're probably going to get kicked out of the trade before it even gets to your TP. So here's an example. I wouldn't trade here because it's choppy. I would trade here because it's smooth. I wouldn't trade here because it's super choppy. This whole area right here is choppy. I wouldn't trade this for gold, but I would trade right here where it smoothens out, right? Because like, for example, right here, if you were to catch this trade, you get full TP right there, right? Obviously, I would trade here. I wouldn't trade here where it gets choppy. I wouldn't trade here where it's choppy. I would trade here where it's smooth. I would trade up here where it's smooth. And then as it gets choppy right here where they start to cross over a lot, I wouldn't take these trades. So I'd skip this, take these right here, skip these where it starts to get choppy. And then, you know, take these, skip, take these, and then skip through these over here. Even though this is a winner right here, I probably would have skipped it because it's so choppy. And even right here with gold, you know, this whole market is just pretty choppy this morning, guys. Like you've seen US 30, it's bouncing around pretty heavy. And it's the same with gold. I would just, I would be careful with those. So here's a US 30 right here, the same scalp that we called earlier. It's still technically active. But I probably, like now looking back at it, I probably should have just avoided it, because like I mentioned here, I would take it when it's smooth, like moving smooth up right here. As soon as it started crossing over right here, I would just stop trading US 30 and I'd wait for it to smoothen out again. Because, you know, obviously you can see that price moves in waves, right? We have consolidation. We have a down movement right here where you take sell scalps, up movement right here where you take buy scalps, all the way up to here until it starts to get choppy right here. I would avoid all of this. Choppy right here. Yeah, I would probably avoid all of this too right here, because it's just choppy. It's back and forth movement. And then I take more trades right here as it moves up. And then currently again, right here where price currently is, it's just too choppy, right? So you guys got to keep in mind that you have to actually look at the chart. Don't just take the trade because there's an entry available. You got to just zoom out. It's super simple, guys. Just click this, zoom out, and it's easy. You just have to look at it, right? Right here, it's smooth. Right here, it's super choppy. So I wouldn't trade this right here because you'll probably get stopped out. Again, right here, it smoothens out. And then right here, it's crazy choppy. So I wouldn't take these trades here. I wouldn't take trades right here. I would take trades right here. One way to look at it is to look at the pivots. Make sure that the pivots are spread out. So you can see here the pivots are spread out and they're not crossing over. This is perfectly fine. You could take trades right here. Right here, you can see the pivots are starting to cross over, right? The green and the yellow cross over. They cross down to the orange. You don't take trades here because it's too choppy. Right here, it smoothens out. You take trades here, take trades here. You don't take trades here because the pivots are crossing over. Take trades there. And it's simple, guys. Like it's really, really simple. It's just, you know, you guys have to use your common sense and just look at the chart. Obviously right here, it's smooth, right? The pivots are spread out. They're angling. You take trades there. They're crossing over. You don't take trades here. They're smoothing out. You take trades here. You take trades here. You take trades here, et cetera, et cetera. It's super simple. And that's, you know, that's the reason why I wouldn't take this trade here. I mean, obviously I made a stupid decision. I took this trade here. I should probably close it out when it swings back in profit. But now, you sometimes you have to test the waters, because if you go back to here, so if I go back and rewind this to like say right here, this is smooth, right? It's a smooth move up with the pivot. So I would take these trades here, but as soon as price started getting crazy, like right here, you see how the pivot starts to cross over, right? They're not smooth anymore like they were right here. They start to cross over a lot. They cross down, they cross up, they cross back down. At that point, you shouldn't take the trade. You know, my dumbass, I ended up taking this trade right here, which is fine. You know, like I mentioned, it was just me testing it to see if it worked properly, right? And sometimes you have to do that. You have to take like a small position, and then you just have to like let it run and see how it plays out for the most part. Because in some instances you could get lucky and it'll actually hit. And that's why I took a small position here just to test it out. Other than that, I think that's about it for this. Let me see what other questions we have over here real quick. I think that's about it. Yeah, so for Aleph here, I'm not sure if you watched the videos, Aleph, because I explained the strategy in like literally every session, but I'll do it again here since I do it every session. So here's the K2 snipe strategy. This is the 10-minute US 30. So for one, you just want to confirm a wick rejection off the K2 pivot. It could be any pivot. To confirm a wick rejection off K2 SR zone. And then lastly, confirm wick rejection, pivot wick rejection does not touch body of candle. Lastly, you'll enter on the open of the following candle. And we use a fixed TP stop loss of 500 pips. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's a super simple strategy. You know, confirm a wick rejection off K2 pivot, confirm a wick rejection off K2 SR zone. I mean, it's not really that difficult at all. So let me see. I'll show you an example right here. And then we'll just replay it. So Aleph, if you're still in this room, I'm going to go over it right here. You confirm a wick rejection off K2 pivot. You can see that this red candle right here is rejecting off both the orange and the red pivot, right? So, or actually it's just the orange pivot. So it's rejecting off this orange pivot right here. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is a wick rejection off the K2 SR zone, which should be this entire zoned area. Number 3 is confirm the pivot wick rejection does not touch the body of the candle. So right here, this orange pivot, since it's rejecting off this pivot, it can't touch the body of the candle. So it's clearly like way down here. It's not touching the body at all. So the third requirement's been met as well. And lastly, you can enter on the open of the following candle, which would be right over here for a long position. Once you have that, you know, you set your TP stop loss to 500 pips. So there it's at right there. Once you have that set up, you just let it run and full TP. Does it hit full TP? Yeah, hits full TP right there. So like literally no drawdown, like little to no drawdown, just on the first candle, it came down a little bit and then it shot all the way up. That's why we call it the snipe strategy, because usually this strategy has little to no drawdown. So that's pretty much it right there. That's one entry right there, that red candle. There's another entry right here, this green candle, because you can see that the wick for this green candle is touching the orange pivot as well, right? And the red pivot. So there's 2 entries right there. You could take this one right here, full TP, this green one right here for full TP, and this red one right here again as well for full TP as well. So if you missed this first one, you could have taken this green one, you could have taken this red one, and then lastly, this green one right here as well. You can take this right here if you wanted to take this for another run right there, because this rejects off the pivot as well. So there's 4 entries back to back right here. If you missed any of these, you can take the next one, the next one, the next one. And that's pretty much it. That's the strategy. It's super simple. Obviously, you need the K2 indicators. So you would need the K2 pivots to identify this rejection and the K2 SR zones right here so that you can identify this right here. See the zones that have been drawn using the K2 SR? You can see that when I turn this on, I drew the zones there already. So that's why it's a lot cleaner. But you just need the K2 SR and the K2 pivots. Once you have those lined up, you can just tie these together and then take your trade. And they, I mean, they pretty much always hit like right there. So for example, right here again, if you were to take the this last one, right, his very last one, it would have hit TP right there as well. So all 4 of these trades right here would have hit full TP. If you stack them, that's 4 back-to-back scalp wins. And if you guys are familiar with how I scalp, I generally risk about $500 per trade. So, you know, $500 times 4 wins, you would have locked in about 2,000 off those 4 trades right there. So that's pretty much it. That's a strategy. Super simple, not too complicated at all. And if you guys want access to that to be able to apply the strategy, then just go on the website, k2trades.com, click on K2 strategy course, and then sign up. You know, like I mentioned before, we're going to close the sign up soon because I'm trying to focus on my own scalps. You know, I'm spending too much time teaching people, which I don't mind. It's just that if you guys look at the profits here, there's a huge profit differential, right? With the members and with me. So like last night, I was busy like having mentoring sessions, so I wasn't able to trade that much on my own, right? So I made about 700 on one account. I made about 600 on the other account, you know, but you compare that to everyone in K2 who's just trading it on their own, like Cheryl over here making it with K2. She locks in like 1,000, right? She locks in a couple thousand per account. See, she locked in a total of 5,000 because she's just scalping, you know, she's not doing what I'm doing, teaching you guys how to do these strategies and stuff. So that's why we want to close down the signups, because I can make way more money just like trading on my own, like how everyone else is doing, rather than teaching you guys how to do this. Obviously, whoever's a member now, I'm going to teach you guys, and I'm going to make sure you guys get it down. So you guys can have the same results as like Cheryl here, as Billy here, Jeremy. You know, everyone here is killing it, guys. You're making a ton of profit just trading the strategy on their own. So whoever's in K2, I'm going to make sure that you guys get this down. And then you guys, you know, like Jonathan over here, K2 is a cheat code. He does everything on his own as well. He marked it up on his own chart. This is his chart. See Jonathan got tier 3 right here. He takes these trades on his own. Yaktara over here trades on his own. And this is what I kind of want to focus taking my own trades, because if the students are making more profit than the teacher, I mean, something's wrong there, right? So I need to focus on my trades. And that's the main reason why we're planning on shutting down the signups, because I'm just way too busy with these mentoring sessions. And I don't mind it, right? I'm going to go ahead and help everyone who's in K2, but if you're not in K2, then I mean, you'll just have to wait until it opens up again, which who knows, you know, maybe I won't reopen it and I'll just keep it to whoever's already in K2, and I'll just keep scalping. Because if I keep making more profits scalping, then it would just make a lot more sense for me to go and focus on that. So let me see if there's anything else here before we continue on. So this hasn't filled yet, guys. This daily entry, we might just cancel it if it doesn't end up coming back down. So we'll keep holding it for a bit. It's only 7 o'clock. We have a lot of time left. But yeah, you know, we'll go ahead and take a look in a couple hours as soon as it like comes back down, because I think it's going to come back down. Obviously, it's probably going to swing down and then it just comes crashing at some point. Let me just check the. I know that Trump's trial is going on right now, so that's probably affecting the market. Other than that, I don't really see anything else here, you know, indicating that it's affecting the market. Bitcoin blows past 48,000. Damn, I'm like thinking about buying more Bitcoin right now. I was waiting for it to dip, but it doesn't look like it's coming back down. I think MasterCard, right? It was MasterCard or Discovery. They mentioned that they were going to accept Bitcoin. Yeah, MasterCard. So BNY, Mellon, MasterCard, and Tesla both are endorsing Bitcoin now. I knew Tesla did. So I caught that before Tesla announced it, luckily, because there was a scalp entry there. I don't know if you guys were following Bitcoin, but there was actually a scalp entry that was available right here. I think some people caught this. So it was before it even spiked up, because people, like I mentioned, this strategy works on all assets. It doesn't just work on indices. It works on Forex. It works on Bitcoin. It works on everything. So for example, right here, I think some people caught this scalp right here before it even spiked. So some people were scalping Bitcoin right here. They noticed that there was a rejection off the pivot and rejection off the structure right here, off this green candle. So people took long positions right here. They just bought Bitcoin. And then a little bit later, it just shot up like right here. So whoever scalped this on the 4 hour, I mean, they made a ton of profit off that. Just, you know, obviously scalping it. I mean, there's a bunch of entries here. Like there's a scalp entry right there. There's another scalp entry right here. There's a whole bunch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 scalp entries right here. See the wick where it rejects off the pivot and the structure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you took any of these trades right here as well, I mean, they would have hit full TP right there. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. And then there's 5 for this one right here. I actually bought around this area too, because I woke up and then I saw it and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this trade. Yeah, because this was 8 a.m. my time. So I saw this red candle right here, and then I saw this rejection at about 8 o'clock, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it. So I took it. Let me check my Bitcoin real quick. So I only put 500 into my Bitcoin. I think it should be a lot higher now. Okay. Oh shit. So I only put 500 into it. Now, if you guys can see my screen, I'm at like 908. So I bought like 500 bucks of Bitcoin, and then, you know, obviously right there, it shot up to like 908. So that's pretty good. I was trying to buy some more, but I'll just have to wait for it to come back down because it's kind of high right now. So, you know, like I mentioned, if you guys want the indicators, just go to the website, k2trades.com. And then you can apply this on any asset. You can apply it on Forex, you can apply it on indices, you can apply it on Bitcoin or any crypto really. Any asset is available. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, let me go back to the charts over here, see if there's anything else to look at as we continue. Yeah, Biko, you can use the KT strategy on any time frame. Well, certain strategies work on certain time frames, but this specific strategy works on any time frame. Nice. Camo said, I'm up 150 on my FTMO, 115 on my FTMO, staying out of US 30 until it gets some chill. Yeah, I agree, dude. It's that's probably a good decision, Camo, because the market's just all over the place off that. Trell said, did you adjust your pivot settings? My Bitcoin on Coinbase on the 4-hour not showing it, rejected off the same level. I don't use Coinbase for my information. I use, or actually, no, I do use Coinbase. Wait. Trell. I usually use Binance, but I have Coinbase set up right here. But if you're using Coinbase, it should be the same thing. The pivot levels are the same thing. I never changed the levels, Trell. So you should have had this rejection off here, this green one. So this green one, and there's a bunch right here as well. Pivot settings are the same. It's 8, 13, 34, 55. So I haven't changed anything off this. It's pretty much the same thing that's defaulted. So I'm not sure if you're looking at, maybe you're on a different time frame. I don't know. Shows that you mentioned that you're on the 4-hour. Oh, you're looking at the wrong time. Okay, Trell, got you. Yeah, no, it should line up perfectly fine off this. So yeah, looks good for you on there. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed before we continue. CT said EA finally. Yeah, CT, I don't know if you just joined, but I actually closed out of mine. Like it did drop and I closed out of mine. Like I just manually closed it because I was like, dude, we've been holding on to this. Like me and you have been talking about this for like the entire week, right? Since the 9th. We were like, dude, is this ever going to come back down? And it finally did, right there. And then the plus about this is that we have the sell signal right here. So I think it's going to keep pushing down, but I did close out of mine in profit for like, I think 150 to like $200, just to hop out of it. Cause obviously we're pretty uncertain with it for the most part. All right. So I think that's it for this. Let me see if there's anything else for us to look at here. Euro odd. Nice. CT is going to hold it till TP. Yeah, I think it should be fine. CT is just me. I was just messing with my trade psychology because we've been holding that for so long. CT mentioned, imagine all these companies taking Bitcoin in a year or two when their books and earnings are based off Bitcoin. Whoever's in control of Bitcoin will run the world. Complete manipulation. Yeah, no, I agree, CT. It's pretty much like the stock market. Whoever like the Warren Buffetts who have a whole bunch of stock in certain things that bought them for like dirt cheap a long time ago. CT said apparently Tesla made more in Bitcoin appreciation in the last month than car sales in 10 years. Don't quote me, but close to that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, CT, because the thing is, if they kept buying Bitcoin, they could even buy it from like not even down here, like from last, or actually, if they bought all their Bitcoin from down here and it shot up to this point, like just think about that. Right here, it was at about 10,000, right? It had about a 30,000 increase. So that shit's crazy. Like imagine if you had like 1,000 Bitcoin, right? 1,000 Bitcoin, and then you multiply that by 30,000 increase. You'd have 30 million in Bitcoin profit. And I'm sure they had way more than 1,000 coins, right? They probably have like 10,000 coins, if not 100,000 coins off this. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And just imagine where it's going to go next, right? So what I'm doing with Bitcoin, if you guys are wondering how I trade Bitcoin, I just wait for it to dip. Or I would take these scalp entries. If I'm taking shorter entries, I'll take the scalp entries. But what I generally do is I have my zones drawn up here like this, right? So I have my zones drawn up right here. I might even go on the daily, but I use the 4-hour as well. So for example, right here, I would have my zones drawn up. And then whenever price dips to the next zone, then I would just buy some more. Even if it dips lower and lower, I just buy a little more here and there. It's just me buying the dip, right? So like, for example, here, so let me just show you guys for like demonstrational purposes right here. So like, for example, here, when, let me just hide everything off the chart. example here, when price comes down right here and touches the zone, then I just buy some Bitcoin. I'll buy like $100 or something. And then price comes down lower. See how price comes down lower? I'm in a loss and I'm still holding it. So I'm in a loss right here. It comes down further right there. I buy some more Bitcoin right there. I just pull in like another 100, $200, $500, something like that. It drops down again right there. And then I buy another, stack of Bitcoins. And then it drops even lower than that. I buy even some more Bitcoin. So it drops to this lower level. I buy a little more Bitcoin right there. And then I just wait for it, right? I wait for it and then it comes back up. So all of these right here average out. So I bought up here, I bought down here, and they average out. So my Bitcoin is technically it'd be worth about like somewhere around this middle area right here, right? This is how much it's really worth because it averages out. I bought some from here, I bought some from there. And then as soon as it keeps dropping, so it drops again right here, I'll buy another Bitcoin. So as it drops further again right there, I buy some more Bitcoin, right? So in that situation right there, my average is going to be somewhere around here, right? Because it keeps averaging down. So right there is my cost. So this is how much I paid for my Bitcoin. And then look how it comes down again. I buy some more Bitcoin as it drops down here. So then my Bitcoin becomes worth like, or this is how much I bought it for. It's probably like average down to that point. And it's just a waiting game, guys, right? So it keeps dropping. I just keep buying Bitcoin. As I keep buying Bitcoin, it just gets lower and lower. And then what you wait for is for it to shoot up. So it shoots up from right here and then it comes back down. I buy some more Bitcoin as it drops. And then my average just goes a little higher and higher. But then as it continues, you can see that from this point, if you bought all your Bitcoin around that area and price is like way up here, it averages out so much. So instead of me making just a small profit off it, and I bought it for a dip down here, like whenever it dipped, your increase is so much higher right here, even if you have a small amount. And that's pretty much how I buy my Bitcoin. If you guys are wondering, it's pretty simple. It's just buying the dip, because the Bitcoin is just going to keep going up. Like it's going to drop every so often. But if you just keep buying and then it keeps stacking more on top, then it's just going to continue, adding more and more from that point. So let me see if there's anything else here before I continue. Sorry, let me see what else we got over here. Nice. It looks like homie over here bought some Bitcoin. Wow, nice. Some nice profit off that. So Yveeb's over here he bought some Bitcoin and he like stacked a whole bunch off this. That's crazy. I don't know, is this a demo, Yveeb's? I don't know if this is like your FTMO or if you took something else. But yeah, it's some crazy profit right there. If you just buy Bitcoin, that's why I only buy Bitcoin. I don't actively trade Bitcoin. I just buy and I hold. So whenever it dips, I buy. So like, for example, here, price came up, it dipped, buy some more Bitcoin. Whenever it comes back up higher, say it comes back higher, drops a little bit. If there's a zone, say if there's a zone somewhere around here, then I'll just buy some more Bitcoin. That's, that's pretty much my strategy for Bitcoin. It's pretty much like, it acts like an index now. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. Other than that, let me check the pairs to see if there's any entries here. So it looks like the scalp entry is about to hit TP, or it's on its way down. So if you guys took the scalp entry, you guys should still be in it. And it's currently moving its way down to that point. So let's see, CT said 1.5 billion invested, right? That's a lot of money. That's crazy. So they have probably like 1,000 to like 10,000 coins easily. So that's it for US 30. Let's see if there's any other pairs here. So if you guys want me to analyze anything, feel free to put it in the chat. Or if you guys are looking for some scalps on some certain pairs, put that in the chat as well, and we can take a look. If you guys were trading the DAX last night, I was looking at the DAX last night with like Joey and Kyle and Billy. But if you guys were looking at the DAX, you guys can see that there's actually a bunch of entries here that were available. So for example, right here, this green candle rejected off the pivot and off the structure right here. So with that said, this would have been a long entry. So if I just replay this, it's probably easier if I just replay it, right? So like, for example, here, if you're trading the DAX, you have the wick rejection off the pivot and the structure. This would be the entry right there. So if you let that play out, obviously full TP right there. So if you took that trade, I think this was, this was this morning, London Open. If you traded DAX on London Open, that would have been a full TP. Let's see if there's any other entries here as well. And I'll just show you guys, we'll just fast forward through this and I'll show you guys exactly how this strategy works. So again, right here, we have the wick rejection off the pivot and the structure right there, off that yellow pivot. We would do again in our long position right here. Let it run, full TP, right? So another full TP right there. Again, right here, this green candle. You can see right here, it rejects off that yellow pivot. So rejection off the yellow pivot, rejection off the structure. Obviously another long position right here. I think it's too far out. Maybe like about 250 pips. It's probably the sweet spot for it. So if you were to take this trade here, obviously, full TP right there again. And you can just keep running through it. Like just look for another entry again right here, this red candle. You see the rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. It's off this green pivot and off the structure. If you took that trade right there again for another, long position right here, let that run, full TP again right there. So you guys can see that there's a lot of entries here that are available. You don't have to trade US 30. You can trade the DAX if you like to trade the DAX. But there's a lot of entries here that you could have taken. Another full TP right there. Again, right there for that green candle, and then so on, right? It just continues on further and further. So looking at this right here, I'm kind of tempted to enter into this buy position here for the DAX. There's another entry that's available right there. So technically there's a scalp that's currently running for the DAX. I don't know if you guys trade the DAX. I know there's a couple people from the London session that trade the DAX. But if you were to take that here, technically there's an active position right there for the DAX for a buy. Tempted to enter into this, but we'll see because I'm waiting for this US 30 to come down. So yeah, we do have this DAX entry right here if anyone's looking to enter DAX. Otherwise, let me see. I'm thinking if I should take this trade or not. Probably not. So there's the DAX right there. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's see. What's something that people like to trade, like the Nasdaq as well. So I can pull that up real quick. Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's kind of messy, so I wouldn't be trading it. But if you guys wanted to look at this here, there's actually a lot of entries available here as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat on the YouTube, and I can take a look at anything that you guys want. Otherwise, we're just gonna be hanging out because we're waiting for the US 30 trade to actually hit our TP for our scalp, because it's still running, guys. So our US 30 position here, it's almost at full TP. If you guys want to close out in profit, you guys can close out in profit now if you really wanted to, but it's probably going to continue dropping the full TP right there. So going back to Nasdaq over here, I'm going to pull up CT's chart shortly. Let me just finish drawing these zones here. Damn, CT, I'm surprised you're able to trade with your broken hand. Let's see. All right, so here's Nasdaq. It's currently pretty messy right now, so I probably wouldn't be trading it. But if you guys did want to take some, if you guys wanted to take some buy positions here, there's a buy scalp that's available. Sorry, there's a buy scalp that's actually available right here right now. But like I mentioned, when the market's choppy like this, I probably wouldn't trade it. So if you were to take that there, this would technically be the scalp for Nasdaq. It's currently in profit. So let me check what CT sent me. Let me see what CT sent me real quick. Let's see what Gamma said. Sitting out after this stressful scalp win, up 115 on my FTMO. Nice. So yeah, it looks like Camo did take this. He took the scalp that I called over here, and he's in profit. So it looks pretty good for the most part. It's about to hit TP actually, so it looks good for the most part. Yeah, Camo locked in about 115. Congrats, bro. locked in some nice profit off that. Let me pull up CT's chart right here. CT has a Nasdaq markup. Oh, nice. Yeah. So he looks like CT scalped it on the 30-minute. So CT generally likes to scalp the strategy on the 30-minute, which is fine. Like I mentioned, this strategy works on all time frames. I've even applied it on the 4-hour. So I applied this strategy on the 4-hour right here for Euro odd. You can see that this entry right here was based off this candle right here. So you can see that this green candle right here rejected off this pivot and this structure. So with that said, I applied the same exact strategy on the 4-hour right here for Euro odd, and here we are about to hit full TP. So you guys can see that this strategy works on everything. It's not just indices. It works on Forex. It works on the 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour, 4-hour. It's really up to you. Whatever you guys feel like trading. It works perfectly fine. So looking at Nasdaq on the 30-minute, CT took this buy here, or he took a couple buys, it looks like. I'll just mark it up on my chart as well so you guys can see. He took this buy right here straight to full TP, right? Beautiful trade right there. It's awesome. And it looks like it was this one right here. So let me just delete this stuff right here real quick so it's not all messy. But yeah, CT took this, if I zoom out from here, he took this signal right here. So it rejected off the pivot, rejected off the structure right there. So CT took his long position right here. And I think, there we go, scalp full TP, guys. So if you guys took that scalp that I called earlier, it just hit full TP. So congrats to you guys if you guys took my trade. Some money off that trade right there. So here we go, full TP off the US 30 scalp. So if you guys are sleeping on these trades, you guys are missing out on a lot of money right here. So full TP right there for that scalp. I'm ready to hit it again. Just waiting for this to pull back and then provide for another entry, and then we should be good to go. Currently in the active position as well. So the full position right here is now technically active. I'm in that position now, so we'll see how this plays out. It's dumping real nice. All right, cool. So that just hit full TP. Unfortunately, I don't have my horns ready. Where are my horns at, David? I gotta get my horns out for you guys for the next TPs we're hitting. Let's see if I can get this thing over here. Yeah, I gotta get these horns for David real quick. So we got the horns ready for the other TPs that are gonna hit on the way. So we have this full TP right here for this scalp. Now we're gonna be waiting for the next one. So next up, we'll be looking for this to, retrace back up. It's the same thing. We just wait for it to retrace back up, reject off the pivot structure, and then we write it back down for some more. So that's the move right there. But until then, we're just gonna be hanging on. I still have my positions running right now, so we should be good off this. Let me see other than that. So if you guys are putting chat messages in the chat, Kyle said, Shawn, you're the next curious step, DJ TP for sure, right? But that looks good, bro. Whoever took that trade, you guys made some nice profit off that scalp. Other than that, we're gonna be looking for some more scalps for US 30. So you guys should be in profit. We've hit, some pretty nice TP so far today. So that's good off that. I'll set another alert off this pivot here. So when price comes back, I will be able to cash that trade. All right. Otherwise, going back to Nasdaq over here, this is the entry that CT took. Let me see where his TP was. 13747. Oh, it's perfect. It's right on point. So you took it for about 500 pips, looks like. Yeah. You went for a 500 pip move off this CT. So if you took this trade that CT took using the same strategy that we've been looking at all day today, the next candle right here shoots up and then hits full TP right there. So nice work on that, CT. You caught that perfectly. This is what I mentioned about price being spread out, right? When the pivots are spread out like this and they're angling, it's a nice trend up. You take all the sells. For example, here you have a nice move down right here. If you took this trade, you would have taken a win right here as well for another 500 pips. So you guys can see that this strategy clearly works very well with anything. You don't have to use it for just US 30. You can use it for Forex. You can use it for Bitcoin, cryptos, anything like that. And it works, perfectly fine. So that's that. And technically there's another buy entry right here available for the Nasdaq. It's the one right next to it. And even this one right here as well. I think I might take a Nasdaq trade right here. But yeah, it looks like there's an entry that's available on this one right here. So that looks pretty solid on its way up for whoever's taking the scalps for Nasdaq. I'm thinking about hopping in this and just riding it on, like riding it along the way. Cheryl said, I got horns in the house. Right, I gotta go get one for myself too. Let's see. David said, let's fucking go. Yeah, no, definitely, guys. Let's go. John said, if US 30 trade was not filled, should we keep waiting? I mean, it should have filled if you took it because it crossed right below entry, John. I'm not sure what broker you're using or if you just didn't take it, but there, I mean, if you had a sell stop here, it should have filled. You can enter now if you want, but I mean, it dropped pretty. So like from here, it dropped about like 100 pips. So unless your spread is like crazy or your pricing is like way off, your pricing might be off. That might be the thing, John. This looks like it should have filled. Or I mean, you could enter now if you really want to. It's at entry point. Peter said real OGs might remember last summer, June, July, there was 2 or 3 times the market gave us 2 daily entries for 1,500 pips each in the same day. Yeah, exactly, Peter. I remember that. That was pretty good. I think last year the daily entries were like, it was like nonstop, right? I know people are passing their FTMOs with like 2 or 3 days because it would just take, some pretty hefty lot sizes because it was so accurate. We just kept hitting TPs like day after day. And, obviously we're in a different market now. You guys have to remember that, every year the market moves kind of differently. Like last year was a COVID year. So we had a lot of volatility, and then it kind of died down a little bit this year with Biden going to the House and not as much craziness going on. But, we're still able to make money. I created this new strategy for you guys this year. And the other ones work as well, but this is the hot thing now. This is what we've been using so far, and it's been working perfectly fine. So that's why we're going to continue to use this strategy, for the time being. And then if changes need to be made, we'll make those changes. And that's the good thing about K2. We never stop at K2. Every day we're learning something new. If markets change, then we change we change subtle things just to make sure that we're able to move with the market. So that's about it for that. This Nasdaq over here looks nice. Whoever took it, it's about to hit TP. Well, I mean, it's not about to hit TP, but it's like on its way up there. Other than that, I think that's about it right now. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just be watching US 30 since this is what I trade. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, if you guys have any other questions, I'll take a look at anything you guys want me to. Other than that, I think for the most part, I'm just going to be scalping US 30 for anything that I see here. I'm not going to do what I did last time where I ended up like going crazy with the trades, right? Because the last time I took so many trades and it just became like super risky for us to scalp things that I don't normally scalp. So I'm just going to stick to the stuff that I scalp. If you guys have any other questions and you guys want me to analyze anything specific, I could do that. But other than that, I'll just be waiting and looking for other trades here. So there's a trade here actually for odd NZD. Looks like we'll be taking this one right here off the next 4-hour candle close. So we got about an hour and 40 left on this candle. So if this does close right here, then, obviously I'll take this trade. Let's mark that up right there. And I've been applying, like I've been starting to apply the pivot strategy as well for here. So if I see anything fit the pivot strategy, then I might take it, but if not, we'll just be sticking to our normal K2SR strategy. Let's see, this is, no, it's too close to the zone. CAD-CHF, still waiting for this to break above, obviously. This provides for a scalping, well, using the snipe strategy right here. Looks like this red, or no, technically not. It has to reject off the structure too. Anything there? This one, yeah, so this was a scalp entry that I saw yesterday. We had the rejection off this red candle right here. Unfortunately, I didn't call it. I should have just called it, right? Because it's about to hit full TP off this. It just looked like a risky trade because all of the JPY pairs were coming down last night. So that's why I didn't call it, unfortunately. Euro AUD right here is on its way to full TP. Nothing there. Nothing here either. Yeah, nothing here. EG has been kind of messy this week. We did identify this. We're going to call it for like a late entry right here, but it's just moving kind of all over the place. EJ over here as well. Yeah, there's no entry on that one. Euro NZD. See, good thing I didn't call this. Sometimes the market just moves a little weird. I was going to call this trade yesterday for a buy. Thankfully, I didn't because it would have hit stop loss. Kind of similar to the GC trade we took yesterday, right? Some BS happened there where it ended up swinging like total opposite. So this right here, no entries, too many zones nearby. Yeah, for this right here, I called this trade. It was like something I probably should have skipped. It just looked so good when I saw it, because it looked like it was going to continue pushing up higher, but then all of a sudden it just reversed super hard. So unfortunately, that hit our stop loss. But it's cool because we hit TPs on our other positions, so we're still like pretty heavy in the positive for the week overall. So we took a stop loss on that. It's just one loss this week, or a couple. I think we had maybe 2 stop losses this week. Majority of them were wins though, so it's fine off that. Yeah, and this GC could have been a decent scalp right here because we have the sell signal. We have the rejection off this right here. Actually, not even that one, the one before it. This red one right here rejects off the structure and the pivot. So this is technically a short position that's currently active right now for GBP CHF. If you're applying, the snipe strategy that I was just discussing. GJ right here. But keep in mind, guys, this strategy is meant for the shorter time frames. It's just that we started using this on the higher time frames recently because I was just testing it. So right here, GU would have hit full TP right there. I think we took this trade actually. We took this and hit full TP. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, other than that, I think, for the most part, we're pretty much fine. I don't really see anything else here. CAD USD, this could have, damn, look at these scalps right here. So the way that I scalp on like for this specifically, I try to like catch like the pivots. So I catch the pivots when it swings down. I confirm the momentum because right here we have a sell signal. So there's a bunch of scalps here actually. For my 4-hour snipe strategy, it's a little different. So I haven't taught this to you guys yet, but it's something that I've been working on. Basically, I confirm the direction of price using the momentum signal right here. I catch the rejection off, the same strategy that we've been looking at. So right here, rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. I would have taken, a short position right here. And then if I was to let that run, straight to TP right there. So you guys can see how this strategy works. It's very similar to what I've been applying for the scalps, except it's just slightly different because I use the momentum indicator now to confirm the direction of momentum. Since on the higher time frame, it works a lot better. So there's another entry right here as well. Rejection off the pivot and the structure. Short position right here. For another, it's on its way to full TP right there. So that's another one right there. Let's see if there's anything else here that I can look at. Yeah, no, I think that's about it for the most part. So let me check the chat real quick, see if there's anything else. Ravman said, have you taken a next US 30 trade? Yeah, Ravman, we're currently in this position right here. We're in this sell right here for US 30. So we looked at this about an hour, 2 hours ago. We're currently in this trade now for this sell. We're looking for other scalps here. I'm waiting for the scalp. I have my alert set up for when price touches. So when price comes up and touches the pivot, it'll give me an alert and I can come take a look at it. But until then, there's not really much to look at until we have that confirmation. Jeremy's asking, can you please analyze DAX 30? So yeah, sure. Let me pull up DAX 30 for you guys. So if you guys have any questions or you guys want me to analyze anything, just put them in the chat and I can take a look at your questions. And just a reminder, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the stream, that'll definitely help. It'll give me incentive to come on here and give you guys these free trade ideas and answer all of your questions. Because obviously you guys can see that this takes a lot of my time. And I don't mind helping you guys. It's just that my main goal here is to reach other people so I can help other people. Because obviously if you have questions here, you know, there's a bunch of other people that have questions as well. And you guys understand how hard is it to find someone who will actually get on a live session with you and answer these questions every single day. So if you guys can like the stream and follow the YouTube channel, that'll definitely help. And I'll continue to keep coming live for you guys to answer your questions and share my trades with you guys. Otherwise, if not, we'll probably just keep this to the premium members, and you know, that's fine. I'll just keep doing the same thing for just the premium members and not for the public. So yeah, as long as we continue to grow this channel and you know, find new people that need help, it's all fine with me. So looking at the DAX here, oh, sorry, let me go on the 1 hour. I think the 4 hour is just a little too high. So here we go on the 1 hour right here. I'm going to redraw my zones. Well, you guys saw here, I drew the zones here on the 4 hour, and you guys can see how solid these zones are, right? So I drew these zones today on February 11th, and these same zones have been tested way back in January up until December. And then it broke into the structure you can see back in November. Actually broke into the structure back in September. Actually, it's been in this area for a long time. So this is kind of interesting because you can see here that price was in the same exact area back in February of 2020. So today's February 11. You can see here on February 11 of 2020, it was actually in the same exact area. So this is where price was back last year, the same exact date. And then you can see that it dumps from that point, right? So you can use that, you know, to determine the what might happen here. So for example, here, it looks like we have a rejection off this, right? So this same time last year, it dumped. So what do you think is going to happen here? This is probably going to dump as well as it continues to, you know, continue farther down. So this, if you like just pull data together and you see where price moved this time, you know, last year, then it's probably going to replay itself again. So if I go back over here, yeah, you can see that like right here, or actually no. Where was I at? Okay. So same pattern again, you know, right here. I mean, not the same exact pattern, but you know, basically you guys get the gist of it. We have the rejection off this structure, and then it comes down from this point. I'll turn on the momentum indicator right here. So we have the sell signal right here, rejection, sell signal, breaking structure right here. This is the main, this is like traditional pattern right here. If we see this, odds are it's going to drop, you know, pretty heavy. And you can see from here, this actually dropped pretty heavy from here. And you guys got to keep in mind that this is because of COVID. Obviously, this is like COVID related. So this normal move, it was moving normally up until here, March. And then as soon as COVID got big right here, early March, that's when it dumped pretty heavy. So you could probably expect this sort of move right here for about 100, actually 1,000 pips right there. Just looking at current price over here. Looks like if price ends up continuing farther down, it can drop even further. But you know, like I was mentioning before, we have a buy signal here. So the bias right now is actually a buy. However, it keeps dropping. So I think what's going to happen here is we'll have a rejection off this candle right here. And then I think as it continues to drop a little further, we'll probably get a sell signal like this somewhere over here. And then once price breaks and closes past the structure, then it's probably going to continue down even further. But you'd have to wait for that confirmation. Like I'd wait for this to come down all the way down here, even though this is a huge gap that you probably would have missed profit on. If I'm day trading, I would wait for it to close down here and then catch that ride from that point right there, right? That's basically what I would be waiting for here for the DAX. But this is kind of what I see happening on the longer term time frame. So this is what I see happening long term. I'll go on the short time frame now on the 10-minute, and I'll just see if there's any scalps here. Or actually, let's go on the 30-minute first, and I'll show you the DAX to see if there's any possible short-term entries for DAX available, which would be right here. Let me check the chat real quick. Lajane, sorry, I was trying to pronounce your name. Lajane is asking, are you in the daily US 30? Yes, we're in the daily US 30 right here. Hey, Hamizan. Morning. Deswell said, thank you, Shawn, for this free live stream. No other channel like K2. Yeah, definitely, Deswell. Glad to have you with K2, bro. You've been with us for a while now. So looking at the DAX right here, this is a 30-minute analysis. So I will, I mean, obviously this is the 4-hour. So this is like a long-term move. But looking on the shorter time frame over here, I'll just draw some zones. And then we'll see if there's any, possible entries that are available. I think I analyzed this earlier, but I'll analyze it again just for the shorter time frame scalps. And I personally don't really trade the DAX, especially not during London close, because it's a London asset. I know it moves like it moves similar to US 30, but I generally don't like trading it during off hours because the volatility is just not there. It's not as quick as it is during London session. So yeah, just looking at this here, like I mentioned earlier, if you took like this earlier scalp right here, where price ended up rejecting off the structure in the pivot, then that would have been a good trade right there. Full TP for about 250 pips. And you guys got to keep in mind, these are scalps, right? We're not going for like no home run hits. We're just trying to go for these little scalps, take your profit, pull out, wait for the next one, right? So that's basically what I saw there. Again, right here, there's another scalp. It's a rejection off the green pivot and the structure right there. So technically this is active right now. If like, if you wanted to take it, but I personally don't recommend trading the DAX when London is closed. London is closed already. So I personally wouldn't take the trade because you're probably just going to get caught in some consolidation for like quite some time. And that's the worst feeling, right? When you're stuck in consolidation for like hours and hours on end and you don't know what's going to happen, where you could end up, getting caught in some whipsaws or spikes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the DAX right there. Let me go on the 10 minutes, see if there's anything on the shorter time frame. Oh, then the Nasdaq entry right here that we went over as well. This is about to hit full TP. The one that we analyzed like a few minutes ago, probably like 10 minutes ago. I looked at this Nasdaq. I mentioned if you saw this right here, you can take that buy. And if you did, it looks like it's on its way to full TP as we speak. So that looks good right there. Let me check the chat and see if I missed anything. Raymond said, hi, Shawn. What is your broker spread on US 30 at the moment? Thanks in advance. So let's see. My broker spread for US 30 is 1 pip. It's really small. It's not that big. So my broker spread, if you're using normal broker, it looks like the spread's about 3 or 4 pips. But on mine over here on FTMO, it's like less than a pip now. The spread is really, really tight on FTMO. It's like little to no spread. So I have like 1 or 2. Wow, look at the DAX right here. If you took that trade that I was just talking about, guys, it's shooting up right now. It looks like it's about to hit full TP. It's almost halfway, but it looks good so far for the most part. So yeah, that looks pretty solid. Yeah, sure, no problem, Jeremy. But yeah, I mean, the DAX looks good. Looks like it's about to hit TP if you were to take this small little buy. But long-term wise, we would want to wait for this to confirm. So this is one analysis here for a sell, but you got to keep this in mind, right, Jeremy? So there's not just one way to analyze it. So for me, I analyze this for a sell here if it was to reject off this point, right? But here's a different situation. A different situation is if this ends up, so we have the rejection from this point. Scenario number 1 is if it comes down. Scenario number 2 is if it closes above this point right here, which is still a pending candle. If this closes right here, then it'll probably push up even higher to here, to like this structure. And then from there, it can either push up higher or it can reject off this point right here. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can play out. That's why we wait for confirmation. We don't just like enter off trades just because we feel like it's going to go one direction or the other. We wait for the confirmation for it to either, close above here, then we take the buy. If it fails to close above here and it just wicks off this structure and comes back down, then, obviously we take the sell. So just keep that in mind and make sure you analyze everything from both perspectives before, you enter any trades, because you really don't know where it's going to go. It could go one way or the other, but we really won't know until we actually see it happen. So there's Nasdaq, guys. If you guys took that Nasdaq scalp that I mentioned earlier, that just hit full TP. There's your horns again, David. I don't know if you're still in here. But if you guys did take that Nasdaq trade that I mentioned like about 30 minutes ago to an hour ago, it just hit full TP right there. So not sure if anyone caught that. If you guys did, it looks like it would have been a great trade. Now we're looking at the DAX over here. The same scalp looks good as well. And then we still have our daily entry here for US 30, which is probably just going to keep bouncing around for a bit up until maybe 10, like 2 hours from now. So other than that, guys, if you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat and I can take a look. There you go. US 30 is reaching the pivot right here. So it might be setting up for a scalp entry. All right, yeah, so we got about 4 minutes left on this candle. I'm gonna let this close out first and see if this closes, and then we'll see if we want to take another short position right here. All right, so yeah, here is the daily position. If it rejects off this point, so what we're looking for, guys, is this wick rejection off this pivot and the structure. We currently have it right now, but it's pending. We have about 30 minutes left on this candle. If you guys are in the Zoom, I mean, you guys can see me real time looking at this. If you guys are in the YouTube, it probably has like a few seconds delay. But yeah, looks like this is something that we might be taking. I'm just gonna give it some time, see how it plays out, and then we'll see. Yeah, man, this market's crazy, guys. The US 30 market is like so all over the place today. Well, not today, just this entire week. Like it's been so choppy on market open for US, like super choppy here. And then again, yesterday morning, super choppy right there. And then, I mean, the previous day, it looks like every day was super choppy around US session. Again, right here, US session, super choppy. I don't know what's going on with US 30 during a US session. It makes me want to trade it during other sessions because it seems like it moves a lot smoother, right? Like during Asia session over here, smooth move up, like straight to TP, all the positions we took, and even the day before. But other than that, let me just wait for this to close out. We got about 2 minutes left on this candle. I'm gonna set this up over here. Should be good. So we got about 2 minutes left. I'll wait for this to close, and then after this closes, I'm probably gonna step away for like a few minutes, and let me go get a drink real quick. I'm falling asleep on you guys. David said, better not say London. Oh man, I said Asia session, bro. Look at London over here. You traded London, probably would have gotten caught in some mess over here. But I took these Asia session trades. So this is what I took last night. I took these trades right here that hit full TP right there. And that's pretty much what I called, or I didn't call it, but I showed it in my results last night. So this was about 11-12 p.m. last night. I locked about 712. I took about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 scalps, 6 to 7 scalps right there. And they were pretty much this position over here. Like I took this one, I took this one, and I took this one, and then I took a couple other ones over here. I took this one as well. So I took a few scalps, like 7 scalps during Asia session. I took a sell here, made some profit, took another sell there, made some profit, some buys right here, made some profit. And it was a pretty good session so far overall. So we got about a minute left on this candle, guys. I'll be ready to take this trade once it closes. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to close. And we should be good. So just letting this play out right here. Let's see. We got about 40 minutes left. 40 seconds, 40 minutes. Got about 40 seconds left on this candle. Once this closes, guys, I'm gonna step away for like a few seconds or a few minutes actually. I'll be right back. But I'm just gonna wait for this to close 30 seconds. Once it closes, I'll probably hit this market sell and then I'll enter this trade. All right, we got about 20 seconds left on this. We got about 10 seconds left. I'm just going to be counting down, waiting for this to close out. It's about 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in the trade, guys. So I am in this trade right here. Let me just set my TP stop loss, and then I'm gonna step away for like a few seconds, guys. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Fall asleep on you guys. All right, so we got TP stop loss is 31497. TP is gonna be 31397. All right, set my TP stop loss right there. So if you guys want the parameters, they're right there for the scalp. This is the little scalp move that we just entered right here. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna grab a drink. And Paul probably answer this call. So I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. Looks like our scalp's in profit. Nice. All right, let's see what else we got over here. Jeremy said, hey, Shawn, well, would you say the 10-minute candle on US 30 that just closed is a solid sell tonight? Yeah, Jeremy. So I'm actually in that trade right now. That's what I just called for for this night. Yeah, it's all right. Looks like you're having internet connection issues. Yeah, I'm in the trade, and I mean it's currently in profit. It's looking good so far. So that's a plus. Other than that, I think that's about it for now. Let me see if there's any other questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and then I can take a look. Otherwise, let me see if there's anything else here. So I'm looking at the Zoom chat. So if you guys put questions in the Zoom chat, I usually don't look here, but I do see what you just said right now, Xavier. So Xavier is asking, you like US 30 sell and Nasdaq buy? Don't they usually move in confluence? Not at all, Xavier. They actually move opposite a lot of the times. The ones that these don't move similar to Nasdaq at all. S&P and US 30 move the same. S&P, US 30, and the Dow Jones. The US 30, the DAX 30, and S&P 500. Those move the same, but Nasdaq doesn't. So if you put them side by side, Xavier, I'm not sure if you've ever done this before, but if you put US 30 next to Nasdaq, they're like completely opposite. They're like, well, not completely opposite, but they're not the same at all. So if you put them next to each other like this, you can see that they're like way different, right? I mean, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see on this. Let me take this off. Yeah. So they're very different. Let me go on the higher time frame actually. Oh, because this is the 10-minute, this is the 1 hour. So let me go to like the daily, and then I'll put the Nasdaq on the daily too, just so you can see the difference here. So they don't usually move the same. They move totally different. Like, see here how like there's a huge drop right here for US 30. So for like US 30 over here, there's a, see if I can scroll this over. Let me turn off the thing where it connects time. Okay, so I turned that off right there. So if you look here at US 30, it moves a lot different from Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is, you can see how it goes straight up, right? So it's going straight up here because Nasdaq is compiled of like a bunch of tech stocks. So like when COVID happened here and everything dropped, Nasdaq continued going up because all the tech stocks went up since everyone is working from home, right? So they're actually like very different. They're not the same. Like you can see here, like I'm trying to find the crosshair, like September 20. Yeah, like September 20 over here, it kind of slumps and then it comes back up. So they move kind of similar, but they're not like exactly the same. Like for example, if you're trading this on the shorter time frame, let me go on the 10-minute, which is what we're trading. We're obviously not trading on the daily. If you're trading on the 10-minute, these move totally different. So right here, Nasdaq is going up while US 30 is going down, right? So I wouldn't use these two as like these two pairs don't exactly move the same with each other. So I wouldn't, like if I'm taking a sell on here, I'm not going to be worried and take a buy off Nasdaq because they both move totally different. If you compare it with like S&P or the DAX, so if I use the DAX, for example, the DAX, this is where it usually goes the same, but more so it's the S&P. So you see the S&P right here, the S&P and the US 30, they're like mirror. They're like very similar. So like right here, let me zoom in a little bit. You can see that it drops from this point and drops from this point too. Then it swings back up from here. And then now it drops from this point. It also drops from this point here. So just keep that in mind. I wouldn't correlate NASDAQ with US 30. I mean, they're both US indices. So generally if one's going up, the other one's going up too, but they don't necessarily go the same direction all the time, especially not on the shorter time frames. Anyways, let me go back to US 30 real quick, see what's going on here. So US 30 is still bouncing around over here. We're still in profit on the scalp move right here as well. Let me see what else do you have here for your question. So you also want me to take a look at GU. So I'll take a look at GU right now. Let me pull it up for you guys. Let's see. So let me pull a GU. Guys, so this is the last time I'm gonna look at the Zoom chat. So I see, Eunice, I see your question as well, and I see Emmanuel your question too, and Nathan. There's like a bunch of questions here. I'm just looking at the Zoom chat right now because there's no questions in the YouTube. But if you guys have any other questions, put them in the YouTube because I'm not going to be shifting between two apps at the same time because I'm going to miss out on questions, and I just want to get everything in order. So just have two windows open. If you guys have questions, just put them on the YouTube. But this is the last question that I'm going to answer here on the Zoom. So Eunice is asking, why is price at MyFTMO different than price on TradingView? Because they're different brokers, Eunice. Like if you compare the TradingView price, this is currency.com data. If you compare it with your Hugo's Way, if you're using Hugo's Way, price is going to be different. Same with FTMO. FTMO uses LMAX as their broker. Their numbers are going to be different compared to currency.com because LMAX is an institutional broker. So they have little to no spread and they're going to have tighter pricing, obviously, because there's like no spread there. And that's why it's different. I mean, each broker is different. They're not always going to have the same pricing broker to broker. Most of the time they're going to be off by like a few pips or so. So that's why the pricing is, slightly different. But okay, so let me go on to the next question. The last question was from, Xavier. Xavier wanted me to take a look at GU. So let me pull up GU for you guys. Let me check it real quick. But yeah, guys, so I have my Zoom closed now, so I'm not gonna be able to pull up any more questions from the chat or from the Q&A there. So if you guys have questions, just open up the YouTube link and put the question there, and then I'll go ahead and take a look at that as well. So here's GU. I'm gonna take everything off the chart. Here is a blank naked chart for you guys. First thing I do is I turn on the K2SR indicator, and then I go ahead and draw my zones on the chart for you guys so I can see, where the rejection points are. So we got that right there. That right there. That right there. And that right there. So let me check this real quick. All right, we're good. Good. All right, we're good to go. So we have that set up right there. Next up, we want to get like the higher zone so we can see where the rejection points are for the ceiling. So if there's nothing on the 4 hour, we go to the 8 hour. Nothing on the 8 hour, we go to the daily. Nothing on the daily, we go to the weekly. And we just go higher and higher up on time frames to get the upper zones. So here we are on the weekly. We have the upper zone. I'm going to go back to the 4 hour right here. Have everything marked up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look back to see if price was in this area at some point in the past, so that I can pull historical data to determine where price is likely to go from there. So price is currently above these zones right here. So I'm going to go back and see last time price broke above that zone. Yeah, perfect. So right here you can see that price broke above this zone around the same time this year, around January. So January, price broke above the zone. Right here, broke and closed above the zone. And then what happened from that point? It went up, kind of went sideways for a bit, but then eventually it shot all the way up to the next structure right here, right? So that's what we're looking for here. If this happened right here in January, February of 2018, that's what we're looking for here as well, where price currently is, right? Because it's the same pattern. You could see that same pattern lined up where it broke structure, and then it ended up pushing up a little bit before, going sideways, slightly down. And then it ended up skyrocketing to the moon from that point, right? So if you guys can see that this has happened like in the past over here, see this over here? The last time it happened was over here. It broke structure and then it came up and it skyrocketed. Again, same situation here. It broke structure at this point in March. So this is kind of similar to, our timers right now. We're in February, middle of February. This was January up until March. It broke structure again. It did the same thing, went up, sideways, and then skyrocket to the next structure right here. So you can see that this pattern keeps repeating itself, right? Same thing over here again as well. So going back to current time over here, we're going to go and turn on the momentum indicator to determine the direction of momentum. And right here, we still have the bullish momentum. So with that bullish momentum right there, odds are it's going to keep pushing up. We'll have a small retracement here, but then it's probably going to keep pushing up long term. So long term, I think GU has a long way to go. It's currently down here. The next zone is like way up here. So we have, let's see how much space. We have about 353 pips before it reaches the next zone. So long term wise, it's probably going to be bullish, especially because the US dollar is weak. And yeah, I mean, it looks good for the most part. So nice. Let me see our scalp. Wow, our scalp's about to hit full TP right there. You know, I'm going to move my stop loss at profit. Price is currently at 3140. Probably 410. Let's make it a little safer. All right, so I moved my stop loss and profit, and it's about to hit our TP right here. So let me just set this right here, just this alert, so we know what's going on. Scalp, full TP. So you guys know what I'm getting ready on my end over here. I think David knows what's good. Oh, hit TP right there. All right, guys, so full TP on the US 30. Let me see if mine closed out. Yeah, mine closed out. Whew, nice. I took a 1.5 on that, so I locked in about 665. Yes. Nice. Man, what the hell? My other scalp hit stop loss. The fuck? Okay, now I'm kind of upset because I don't know how that even hit stop loss, my last one, because we hit TP on that too. This is why I hate MT4, guys. This is why I want to move to free. I want to find a better platform because MT4 freaking sucks. I think the spread might have kicked me out of that trade. But anyways, let me just show you guys my profits for the day so far. Well, not necessarily the day, but I mean, I guess from last night up until today, because I wasn't really trading the other times. Let me just see if I can pull it up over here real quick. All right, so I hit full TP on that right there. I'm just gonna turn off this alert. The alert just didn't get triggered. Just fine, I don't care. It's cool. Close that one too. Oh man, fuck. I accidentally closed myself out of the original position here too. Fuck me. Okay, whatever. Whatever, it happens. Shit happens. MT4 sucks, but whatever. It closed me out for like a small profit, like 89 bucks. What kind of bullshit is that? It's all good though. So anyways, let me show you guys the profits for today so far. I mean, it's been pretty decent for the most part. So let me just show you guys over here real quick. So I don't know what happened with this stupid loss right here. I don't know how did this even happen because we hit TP, right? It didn't even get close to stop loss, but MT4 kicked me out for whatever freaking reason. So anyways, you know, there's one trade right here. These are all from the 11th. So you see the dates here, 2/11. So all these trades are from today. So I had one win for 572, some small scalps right here, 22, 92, 116, 112, 167, some BS right here. I don't know what happened with this loss. MT4 back on its BS. So it happens sometimes, guys. Like sometimes there'll be connectivity issues and it'll close me out for whatever reason. But let's add up my profits. So I have 3 FTMO accounts. So this is going to be times 3, but this is just one of them. This is my main account. 572 plus 22 plus 92 plus 116 plus 112 plus 167 plus 665. 25 plus 89, and then that whatever went lost right here. I don't even know how that happened. 485 times 50. All right, so I'm in profit about 1,354.75 for the day, which is not bad, guys. Right? This is just scalping right here. I mean, it's been pretty good so far for the most part. You know, multiply that by 3 with my 3 accounts. So this is pretty much what it's looking like for the day. So you guys can see that these scalps are pretty profitable. I mean, you can make a ton of profit doing this, you know, day after day. It's like literally we just rinse and repeat, run the same strategy over and over again. It's nothing different. So yeah, if you guys want access to it, you know, it's available to you guys. If not, I mean, that's cool. I'll keep making profits on our own as we, you know, continue to trade this. So, I mean, it's fine. Whoever, I mean, if you guys want to sign up, just make sure that you guys sign up soon before it, we take it off, because if that's the case, then I'm just going to be trading, and you guys can follow my trades and watch to see what we do on this. So let me see what else we've got over here. Sorry, I'm just looking at this over here real quick. Razul said, Shawn, about time you invest in one of those fancy coffee machines in your office. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about getting one of those. But I've been trying to keep off caffeine because I've been having a lot of caffeine. It's not good for your health. Because I used to have caffeine withdrawals all the time. So I'm drinking this coconut water now, trying to be a little healthier. Not so much caffeine on my end. Nice. That was good. So let's see what else we got here. Dilraj said, Shawn, can't you use C-Trader with FTMO? I've been using C-Trader on IC markets and it's much better than MT4. I don't know. I haven't tried it, Dilraj. I should go check it out. I'm going to probably try that out. I don't know if it'll work with my copier though, because my copier is off FT4 and I still trade my FTMO separately. So I'll have to look into it. But yeah, thanks for the advice. I'm going to take a look at C-Trader. If I can use that for my copier, or if they have a copier on it, then by all means, I might as well just use them. Yeah, Saquon said MT4 is so trash. Hit TP on TradingView, but MT4 didn't. Yeah, I know, right? It's weird that happens, right, Saquon? Because for me, like you can see here that it had hit my TP, right? Because I have the TP lined up right there. It's green, so it means it actually hit TP, but it didn't hit your TP. So I don't know, man. MT4 is always on some BS like that, bro. It's but it's just, just have to deal with it. I closed out on my daily position here too in profit. I accidentally closed it. I was trying to move over my MT4 and then it closed it. So it's fine. I'm out in profit off the daily entry as well. And now we're just going to wait for another scalp, guys. I mean, that's pretty much it. We took that scalp. We're on to the next one. That's pretty much how we trade here. We don't celebrate too much on wins because you never know when you're going to miss that next trade. Again, right here for Nasdaq. So there's another scalp right here that I didn't see until now. But yeah, this red candle right here, rejection off the pivot and the structure, it's technically a long position right there. And it's currently in profit for whoever caught that. So if you guys have the K2 indicators, you guys will be able to catch these, obviously on your own, because you'll be looking at it on your own time. But yeah, Nasdaq has another scalp that's running right there. It looks like it's making its way up. And then I'll keep looking at US 30. So if this ends up closing again, or if it ends up swinging back up, then I'll take another scalp for this. I'll set another alert to let me know when it comes up. Other than that, I mean, I think that's about it. Let me check the chat real quick, see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Let's see. Nice. Camel made 250 today. Congrats, bro. You're gonna be stacking that, more consistently as we continue to go on. Let's see. Skinny Boy said, "Oh my God, throw a bomb on the profits. Love this channel." Yeah, definitely, bro. I'm glad you're here. Saquon said that spread is disrespectful. Yeah, it's probably the spread, bro. I think that was the issue with your trade, Saquon. I'm assuming you're on MT4 on FTMO. I mean, because FTMO has really good spreads. They're like zero spread, so that's why I was able to get out of that trade pretty quick. But that was a nice profit. I made 665 off that, off like a 10-minute trade. Like I literally took that trade, went to go get my coconut water, came back, and we hit TP. So that was that pretty much paid for my coconut water this morning. Yeah, it's not a bad profit off that. All right, so anyways, I'm going to keep looking at this right here and wait for this to hit. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, I mean, we're just going to be chilling until then. I'll probably be on for like maybe another hour or so, maybe another 30 minutes actually. Because once it gets closer to 10, I usually take a break from scalping, or I'll scalp and then I'll just I'll take like less risky trades, because once we get midway through the market, that's when the market starts to move a little funny, because it starts to move into that second impulse, right? If you guys understand how US 30 moves, it usually moves in two impulses. So it might swing around, might go some different direction. And, I don't like getting caught in those moves. So I usually just sit out the market, or I try to look for Forex entries. So I think that's it for this right now. I do have my alert set up for here, so if it does swing up, I'll take that trade. Otherwise, we'll be looking for some Forex trades off the next 4-hour candle close. So if you guys have any questions or if you guys want me to analyze anything, go ahead and put in the chat so that I can answer your question and look at it before we log off for the day. So let me just check everything else over here, make sure everything's solid. Fuck. Oh my God, I'm upset with freaking MT4. So my Hugo's Way, I don't know how I ended up with the loss, but I ended up with the loss on my Hugo's Way for whatever reason. Dude, I just don't get it. I don't understand how to have this loss on my Hugo's Way when I had the win on, man. Okay, where's my phone at? I gotta check real quick. Here, let me see this real quick. I'm trying to figure out why did I have a loss on my. This is why I don't like copying trades anymore to my other accounts. I only use FTMO now because. Okay, no. So it looks like I had a win and I had a loss for whatever reason for my Hugo's Way. The Hugo's Way, since the numbers are off a little bit, the execution times are like way off. So like for some reason here, I had that same loss on my Hugo's Way as well. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I got to deal with it. Anyways, I'm going to take some screenshots of my profits real quick. Let me see if I can get these over here. Damn. I don't understand why the profits are like so off. 10. The 8th and 9th. All right, so it's this week, the 9th. See what my profits are like for the week. I mean, they're not amazing, but they're not bad either. 70 bucks. Let's check this out. All right, we got an update from CNBC indicating that the stocks are pushing. Wow, look at this drop right here. All right, so our daily entry, I shouldn't have closed that because it's pretty deep in profit now. Unfortunately, shit happens. Yeah, guys, it's a little annoying when this happens because I could have made way more profit if the thing didn't, screw with me. But it's all good. Profit's profit. At least made a couple $1,000 today. $972. What's today? 11th. The dates on Hugo's Way are kind of off too. For whatever reason. 9th. Yeah, so I think the 9th is that when the week started? I'm trying to get a screenshot of like my profits for the week so far. I think the week started on that day. Damn, look at that drop right there. That's why I hate Hugo's Way. I mean, that's why I hate MT4. Closed me out of that position and I didn't want to close out. It's all good. I'm just taking a screenshot of my profits real quick, guys. I'll show you guys what's good. So that's one account. Check the other account as well. And sometimes the other like sometimes trades don't execute on it, so that's kind of annoying too. But you know, like I mentioned, it is what it is. That's it for that. Let me see my personal, if this one's even on there. All right, cool. So I'll just send this over there real quick. I'll send an update in the chat real quick, and I'll see. I don't think I posted a screenshot of the scalp that we took right there. So I'll show you guys this, and I'll show you guys my profits after, so you guys can see how this, you know, necessarily played out. Let's use the same caption I used yesterday. Where was the caption from yesterday? TP plus 500 pips. All right, so I got that posted on there. And then let me send this to you guys as well. All right. Let me just edit that. All right, so you guys can see here, I just screenshotted for the week from the 9th up until now. What was today? Yeah, because I didn't trade on Monday, I don't think. Or yeah, actually, no, it was from Sunday, from the 7th. So I didn't make a lot of profit this week, but I mean, pretty decent. This is why I kind of want to focus on my own trading, because I could have made a lot more profit if I just traded on my own, right? So like, for example, here, my one of my FTMO accounts, I made about 1,500. And then on the other one, I made about 1,291. So, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, profit's profit, but it could have been a whole lot more if I was to just focus on my trading than, you know, really having these mentoring sessions and teaching people, which I don't mind. Like I mentioned, I don't care I like to teach people. It's just everyone's making way more profit than me from scalping. So I kind of want to scalp too. I feel like I'm missing out. But anyways, yeah. These little things here. These are my profits for that one day. I mean, obviously I had a couple losses here, but you know, obviously my wins outweigh the losses. This loss right here shouldn't have happened. This one this morning, I should be at like 2,000 or close to 2,000, but I don't know. MT4 does this sometimes where it closes out my position where it's not supposed to. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty good so far for the most part. Profit's profit to me. You know, as long as I'm not in the negative, that's all that really matters to me. And I mean, that's pretty much it for the most part. All right. Anyways, yeah, if you guys want access to the indicators and, you know, to the strategy so you guys can apply it on your own, and for, you know, one-on-one mentorship with me, you guys can still get it. Just go to K² Strategy course right here. Otherwise, I'm probably going to close this like within the end of the month, because I just don't have, I have time, but I'd rather be trading than teaching. Right. But whoever's in K2, obviously you guys are going to have you guys will have access to me. The only thing that we're keeping out are like brand new people that are coming in, because whenever brand new people come in, you know, obviously they need a lot of help getting started. So I always help people from start to finish. And then once you're profitable, you're good to go. Other than that, yeah, let me see if there's anything else here that I really need to look at. I don't think there's really too much here for the most part. Okay, let me just fix this right here. All right, so everything else looks fine. This hit full TP. Our daily position is now currently pretty nicely in profit. And let me see if there's anything else here that I missed in the chat before we continue. Nice, Jonathan, you're here, bro. Mark said UK going premium. Finally got it set up. Nice, nice. Jermaine said, what the fuck, a couple thousand isn't enough for you? What the fuck, greedy? Jermaine, have you seen any of the other profits that we're making here? A couple thousand for me, but look at everyone else in K2. You want to see what everyone else is making? Okay, Cheryl here is making 1,500 today. Just today. This isn't the week. That's just today. She had another 1,300 right here. So, I mean, looks like you haven't been following like proper people, Jermaine, because everyone in K2 is making 5,000 profit here. You know, if you're comparing my 1,000 to someone's 5,000, yeah, that's going to be a lot less, right? Billy over here, a couple hundred, close to 1,000 right there. So if you look at other people here, Billy, I mean, Billy, Jermaine, there's people here that are making a lot more profit than that 1,000 that I just showed you on my own account. So I don't know what you're talking about, Jermaine. If you think that's a lot, you're probably brand new to K2, because people in K2 are locking in that all the time, right? So you scroll through here. Here's Braden over here, 1,600. Cheryl, every day Cheryl's locking in like a couple thousand. It's not like, it's 1,000 is not like a brand. Here's a US 30. It's about to hit TP down there. Like you could scroll up to anywhere over here, any date in January. Jeremy right there, 2,600. Scroll up to like January 26. Lisa, a couple thousand right there. Scroll up to January 21st. Mark, 1,000. Mark, another 1,000. Steven, 200. I mean, it goes on, it's not, I don't know what you're talking about like me getting greedy about 1,000 when people here are locking in way more than me. Patricia over here, 3,500. But yeah, I mean, you're probably new to K2, so you probably haven't seen these kind of profits before on the daily. This is daily as well. If you have any day that, you want to look at, this is February 10, and I got days and days of profits of everyone in K2. So I'm trying to get on everyone else's level, right? Because I'm here spending my time teaching you guys this stuff when I could be over here trading on my own and like getting the same levels as everyone else. But I'm here to teach you guys, so it's not it's not like I'm going to go anywhere. It's just that I want to focus more on my trading rather than being busy with like these mentoring sessions. Because obviously I'm teaching you guys are killing it. I want to kill it too. So that's pretty much it for the most part. Our US 30 is about to hit TP1 right here for 750 pips. I'm still mad that FTMO closed my position because I could have made way more profit off that. But I mean, it's all good. Shit happens. All right. So let me see if there's anything else here. Let's see if there's anything else where we can, yeah. So Camo said, I just need some extra bread to get those indicators. That's something I dream about. No, definitely, bro. There we go. TP1 for US 30, guys. If you guys took my call for this US 30, just hit TP right there. So congrats to you guys who took that. Some nice profit. Unfortunately, I got kicked out of the trade early and I didn't get the full profit. I made like a couple $100, but whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Let me send this out to you guys over here. If you guys have profits that you guys want me to add to the, if you guys have profits that you guys want me to post up for you guys, just send them over to me and I'll post them in the public groups. So right here, nice, Deswell, congrats, bro. Look at this. You see Deswell here, he's here in the chat. So yeah, Jermaine, check this out. See, I made my 1,000 for the day, but look at what Deswell made. 5,000. Come on, this is what I need. I need something like this. But yeah, so we have Braden over here. He actually locked in about 1,000 too. He was scalping GJ using the same strategies. So that's right there. Hit. Deswell, congrats, man. This is nice, bro. I know you've been working hard here at K2, trying to get your profits up, and you killed it, bro. That's some nice work that you locked in for US 30. I know you've been with K2 for like a while now. Finally, some nice profits off that. Let's see who else. Damn, Camo over here too. So everyone in K2 is eating this morning, guys. If you guys aren't profiting with K2, then I mean, y'all might be doing something wrong. If you guys look right here, even Crabman over here. What's Crabman's name? Paco. Paco over here locked in some nice money off this S&P and silver, about $72 on a smaller account. Wow, look at Roland over here. Roland, check that out. Rolling up 2,395 for today. So that looks pretty good for the most part. Damn, nice work, Roland. So everyone in K2 is killing it, guys. Like, if you guys aren't killing in K2, I mean, you might be doing something wrong. Just reach out to me so I can help you out. Because if everyone's eating in K2 and you're the only person that's not making profit, there must be something that you might be doing wrong. And that's something that can be fixed. Owen over here, 2,000. Look, see, I made my 1,000 today. This is why I'm like, I could have made way more if I was focused on this. Nice. Saquon over here as well. He built a small account right here. He's in profit pretty nice. I just made about 50, 60 bucks right here off that total for the day. So that looks good for the most part. Yeah. Everyone's doing pretty good. Let's see if there's anything else. Damn, rolling cutter from the top. I wish I did that too, bro. I wish I did that too, but unfortunately I missed out on that one. Let's see if there's anything else over here. Nice. Spencer too. Spencer, congrats, bro. So everyone, it looks like everyone in K2 has locked in like a minimum 1,000 today, including myself. So it looks good so far. Congrats to everybody in K2. You know, if I go down the save messages right here, Spencer locked in 1,000, Owen locked in 2,000, Roldan locked in about 2,000, Crabman over here, Paco locked in about a couple hundred, Cam over here locked in a couple hundred, Deswell 5,000, Braden 1,000, Cheryl a couple thousand as well. So congrats to everybody in K2 who sat in on this live session today. Everyone made a ton of profit off this US 30 trade because I called 2 scalps and I called this big trade right here as well. They all hit TPs. So it's looking good, man. It's been a great day so far. Let's see if there's anything else that we can, you know, possibly look at. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. Camo said his point lately has been that if he wasn't multitasking, he'd be able to making more. Not that 1K isn't enough. Yeah, exactly, Camo. That's exactly what I mean. It's not that I want to make more. It's just that, you know, I could make more and I'm limiting my profitability here because I'm busy doing all these other things like answering questions, analyzing other charts. Because generally, if I'm trading by myself, I just have US 30 open. I'm not bothered. I'm not going like from tab to tab trying to analyze everything for you guys, which I don't care. I like doing that. It doesn't bother me that I do that. It's just I'm missing out on a lot of profits here. So guys, there's actually, oh no, this is not a scalp. Yeah, nah, it's fine. So there's no scalp right here. The last scalp was up there. We're just waiting for another scalp entry to appear over here. But until then, it looks like this is going to drop to full TP. So if you guys are in that daily position, looks good so far. I'm thinking about even re-entering right now. And then just, you know, writing it down for the most part. No, I'm not going to do that. It's just too risky. If I try to enter right now, I know I'm going to run into some BS. It's probably going to swing up on me as soon as I enter. So I'm not going to enter this late. Let me go through the chat real quick and see what else am I missing over here. Okay, so Peter wants me to take a look at gold. So I'll take a look at gold again soon, Peter. So let's see. Peter said take a look at gold. Let's see. Mark said, yeah, go live all day long. I know, I wish, bro, right? As soon as YouTube kicks me off. Because so generally, guys, I go live for about 5 or 6 hours a day. I've been on live maybe like 3 or 4 hours now. YouTube usually kicks me off if I'm on for too long, taking up all their bandwidth. Okay, let me see if there's anything else there. CT said greed, funny term, wanting more for yourself. Greed is good. Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. CT said NASDAQ 30-minute, look good. Got 11 minutes. All right, so let me pull up the NASDAQ real quick. I'm just going to look at these scalps before I go over those longer moves because I don't really want to look at the other ones. Yeah, so CT, that's actually another entry there. So this entry right here, you know, I think 500 pips is too high, right? It might have to be like 250, I think, for the scalps. Or who knows? I don't know. Is that too short? I can't really tell. I think 250 seems like a sweet spot for scalps. Maybe on the 30-minute, it might be too tight. But if that was, this would have hit TP right there. And then I think this would have hit TP right here as well. Possibly. But yeah, I do see this this entry coming up over here, CT. Do you have a sweet spot for a CT? I just want to make sure you know, I'm marking these properly because I'm not sure what your sweet spot is on the 30-minute. Because if it's 500, it looks like it does hit sometimes. But like for this one over here, it looks like it could have been a little tighter. Probably would have worked better. Generally, the way that I do it is I usually put the stop loss at the middle of the pivots. If it's too close, I put it below the pivots. And that seems like a sweet spot right there, 250 for this one. But I do see yours right here actually building up. So you see if this ends up, looks like everything is melting, guys. Nasdaq is melting like crazy. I'm not sure what's causing it to push this off from there. $300. Okay, so you do 300. That's actually pretty solid. Okay, cool. So if that was it, 300, that would have hit full TP there already. So that looks good. 300 right there. That's full TP. And you were looking at this right here, right? I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna fall. It's gonna provide an entry. I mean, it would have to pull back up, right? We have about 4 minutes left, so it might pull back up, but we'll see how this ends up playing out off that point. Here, let me see anything else from here real quick. Jermaine said, "Damn, yeah." No, so Jermaine sees how much, you know, how much profit you can make trading here. Shane said, "Hey, can I shoot you an email to get?" Yeah, Shane, you can send me an email. I mean, there was a bunch of different places where you got the links, though. I don't know if you checked your email, your follow-up email. You were emailed your links like right after signing up. You were also given your links on the welcome page, and then also on the course. If you look at the Telegram module, you have your links there as well. But yeah, I'm not sure if you missed all of those. If you did, you can either email me or send me a direct message on Telegram, and I can give it to you. But yeah, I mean, I think that's probably, I mean, there's a lot of different places to get it. If you want to just get it directly from me, just send me a DM. That's probably gonna be faster for me to give you access. But if you want to email me, you can do that as well. And then I can send you your unique links through the email. Jermaine's asking about gold too. What do you think about gold right now? So I'll take a look at gold as well. I'll give it a look shortly. Just waiting for this US 30 to hit full TP right there, 1,500 pips. Talanji said, your wisdom and effort is definitely appreciated, bro. Literally changing lives. Yeah, definitely, Talanji. I'm glad you made it here because I know you're new. You were here. I think you've only been here for a month now, maybe 2 months. But I know you've been profiting with us as well. Yeah, Tyrell said K2 eating 100%. Sahib's asking, are you still sending FX signals? Yeah, I mean, there's been signals sent every day. Sahib, are you in the premium? If you're on the premium, then you probably have been missing it. But I mean, I send the signals right here in the public group too. Like there was a signal sent this morning. There was a signal sent last night. There was a signal sent. When's the last signal that was sent? I mean, there's a bunch of signals that are being sent here. Sahib, I don't know if you're like paying attention to the groups or not, but there's a bunch of signals right here. NZD USD. This was the other day. GBP odd right there. Euro odd. There's a bunch of Forex signals being sent out. Let's see. Oh, gotcha. Shane said, gotcha. I haven't gone on yet. Just saw the alerts on Telegrams that you were live and hopped on here. Nice. Yeah, no, definitely, Shane. If you want the links to your, so if you check your email, they should be there. And then also on the course, let me just show you real quick. There's like a couple places where you can get them, but if you want them directly from me, just send me a direct message and I can grab them for you really quick. But if you go on the K2 strategy course, this is what the strategy course looks like. You just go over here to K2 Trades Telegram groups, and then you can grab all the links right there as well under that that module. But there's a bunch of places for you to look. There's not just one place. All right, let me see if there's anything else here as well. Saquon said might be Trump's impeachment that's going on. Absolutely right. Crashing the market, which is fine with me. As long as it hits our TP, that's all that matters. Tyrell said your teachings are changing lives, forever grateful. Yeah, definitely, Tyrell. I'm glad you're here as well. You know, whoever wants to learn, this is why you know, we ask that you guys share the channel, you guys like the stream and follow so that other people can find this channel, right? Because there's a bunch of people who just joined K2. They're not even in the premium. They're just sitting in on these live sessions and copying my trades and making money just sitting here, right? So that's what we're trying to do. I'm just trying to spread, you know, the knowledge, spread the information. Because I'm sure you guys are aware, there's a lot of bad information out there when it comes to trading, right? You see a lot of people who'll give you some scammy stuff or some BS stuff. And for me here, I trade live with you guys every day. So I'm fully transparent with you guys. I show you guys my profits. I show you guys pretty much everything, you know. like I'll just pull up like my FTMO here and you'll see like I show you all of my trades here. I show you my losses and I show you my wins. You know, I try to be as transparent as possible with you guys. And, you know, it's hard to find in the trading community. So that's why we just wanted to grow this channel and keep sharing, you know, sharing this knowledge with everyone. And it's completely free. You know, how can you guys beat free? I don't charge you guys anything to sit on this session. And if you guys want to have access to the free intro course, just go on the website, k2trades.com, click unlock your free access to K2 now, and then you'll have access to the free intro course where it pretty much covers everything. You won't have access to the premium groups and you won't have access to the indicators, but you can always upgrade and get the indicators whenever you like. So that's pretty much it for that. Let me go take a look at gold. I think that's the only question I have right now. And then other than that, I'm going to scan for the Forex pairs and I'm probably going to log off for the day. Because I've been on for about 4 hours now, 3 or 4 hours. So it's about time for me to take a break. Anyways, let me take a look at gold real quick. All right, so we're here at gold. And it's doing what I was mentioning earlier. Right? I mentioned that it was in a range within this area. And then I said that I would need it to close below here for me to take a sell. Or I would need it to reject off this point up here and provide a buy signal and close above here